all candies, isn't it? Milk, chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1. It's time to get your day started. Live from the Family Leisure Studios, here are Pete and Sane.
Everybody,
somebody,
anybody,
who-body,
nobody. And who can love you like a me? Nobody. All right, welcome in, everybody.
You know, with the remixing.
Oh yeah, that's my Keith Sweat remix. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and local, baby. We're doing it all morning long. Welcome in Sports 56 Mornings, live from the Family Leisure Studios right here in beautiful Memphis, Tennessee. My name is Peter Edmiston. His name is Anthony Sane.
What it do? What's up to everybody in Radio Land? Listening
Always.
to us do it using several methods.
When I was a kid, every time, man, I just go, make a shot. And every time, commentating every shot I ever took. And then, of course, producing the program as he does every morning with his own style, a style that is, frankly, difficult to describe, but always appreciated. He is none other than Zachary Boyd, a.k.a. the Zaxine, a.k.a. the Viceroy of Bok Choy, a.k.a. the Marquis de Broccoli, a.k.a.
Green Bean, Oakland.
a.k.a. Macho Man Randy Cabbage, a.k.a. Romaine Reigns.
Romaine Reigns. The tribal chef salad.
Oh, man. Zachary Boyd. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How are you? How you guys doing? Because
you sound a little subdued today. What's going on? I don't know what's happening here.
It's been a cool morning. Nothing, just a ho-hum.
It is a ho-hum morning out there. From a precipitation standpoint, weather standpoint, it is a ho-hum sort of day. Yesterday was lovely, very nice, felt springish and all that. Today's going to be a little bit cooler. It will feel, somewhat fallish, to be honest with you. High is not going to be much more than 60, if it even gets to 60. And it's probably about as warm as it's going to be today right now if you go outside. It's only probably going to get a little bit cooler as you go throughout the day today because a little cold front is making its way through the area, and with it comes precipitation. Precipitation, you understand what I'm saying. We have anticipation of precipitation, and that's coming this morning. So have no hesitation about enjoying today's program, knowing that you probably are going to have some lamentation about the precipitation that is upcoming. So bring that umbrella. Make sure that you have preparation for the precipitation.
All
day. And then it's going to be fairly cool for the remainder of the week. And even on into next week, highs will be in the mid-60s throughout. So a little bit of a cool stretch here coming up over the next week or so once this cold front comes swirling in. So as I said, it's about 60 out there right now. It's about as warm as it's going to be for the rest of the day. It's probably going to get cooler throughout the day. Not warmer. So go out there, get a little walk in this morning. If you want to get a little exercise in, now's the time to do it. So pop on the old earbuds, listen to us, and go knock that out before work or before school and all that, because the rest of the day, not so much. Probably not the greatest for it. Anthony Sain, how you feeling this morning?
Man, I'm good, brother. No, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't good. I mean, I don't know. I woke up extremely tired this morning, didn't want to get out of bed. I usually play music to kind of get me right, and it didn't do anything. I guess I'm good. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like, it might be this little, like you said, the weather's changing, whatever, but.
You feel a little off?
Yeah, I feel a little thrown off today. I'll be all right, though. I got the official drink of John Morant to my side.
Does that mean you're going to have a slow start and kind of
May or may not.
may or may not, depends on the
Yeah, but we're gonna win the game. I'll look at the plus minus and see how.
Then you're going to talk about like Then at the end you're not a stat chaser. You're not looking for the.
But anytime
the
I do
ratings
something
don't matter.
good,
The ratings don't matter and all that stuff.
Anytime I do anything good throughout the show, I'm gonna say, under my breath, you'll read my lips and say, you see me saying I'm back. But at the end of the day, I'll just play like none of that really mattered. Then I'll send out some weird tweet at like probably 3 in the afternoon, like.
Well, that does sound like you now. That part definitely. That part scans. That part's actually correct.
Right. I'll tweet out something like, "Oh, y'all listening down or down?" Oh, okay. That's what y'all doing. Oh, okay. That's what y'all doing.
So I got good news. I got good news for you today. Of course, on the show, we're going to talk to our friend Rob Fisher coming up 9 o'clock. Big game tonight for the Grizzlies. This one feels like a big one against the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, who has expressed his dismay at the play-in game and all that stuff that the NBA has put in place. We'll see how he responds to that in his first game after those comments. And of course, the Grizzlies. It'll be Ja Morant against Luka Doncic. That's a great matchup right there. It's a shame Jaren Jackson Jr. won't be a part of it, but it'll still be a huge and important game for both teams. Feels like a big one tonight, so that's good. We'll talk to Rob Fisher about that. Plus, Anthony Sain, you asked for it, and I made a few phone calls. I made a text or two, and I'm delivering them to you. You said I want Jason Munz on this show, and I said deal, let's do it, and. I sent out the bat signal, and Munz has responded. He says he's good to go. 8 o'clock, we're going to talk to Jason Munz. So you wanted him.
I need answers.
You wanted him. You got him.
Mm-hmm.
What are you
Money
hiding?
Munzel.
What are you hiding, Jason Munz?
That's going to be the first question out of the game. What are you hiding? Just nothing else.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Jason, of course, covers the Tigers for the commercial appeal. Of course, you've got the Lawson situation going on out there that's still pending.
And on the Zoom call, we go to Anthony Sain. What are you hiding?
Okay.
What are you committing? But yeah,
who do you work for? Really?
I heard that Jason Munz was the fourth person on the Zoom call. I heard it was Coach Penny Hardaway, the Lawson brothers. They were in one screen. Keelan was in another screen, and Jason Munz was the fourth person.
I heard there were multiple people that were hiding in the rafters on the black screen on that Zoom call. I heard Coach JJ was on the call. I heard a couple of other folks were on the call. So the support staff may have been on the call in lieu of Tony Madlock. I heard that there may have been other folks, just kind of snooping in on the call a little bit.
I heard Snoop Dogg himself was on the call.
I heard Snoop was on the call. I heard that
just a monumental
Moneybag Yo was on the call.
Monumental
That's what I heard.
decision for the University of Memphis.
I heard Tawanda Pirtle jumped in there and just and Cordell for a second, but mostly Tawanda, to be honest with you. She catered the call.
Yep. Crucial decision on what the Lawsons do. Hopefully this week we'll find out something. But
well, that's why they had to go with the Pirtles right there. So we got a lot to talk about, obviously, with the big game tonight. We'll talk. I can't wait to discuss. We got a few things we're gonna get into that. I'm looking forward to. Including Mark Cuban's comments about the play-in tournament as he backs up Luka Doncic, and since Mavericks are in town, we'll talk about them, and why we have to protect Anthony Edwards at all costs.
Oh,
He is one of our nation's new treasures, and we must the Timberwolves rookie. We must keep him safe and keep him the same that he is right now. Let's not ever mess with this young man. So. All of that still to come. Now, if you want to get in touch with us, you can. There's a number of ways to do it. You can call up. Zach will pick up the phone and pick it up cheerfully. And then he may not be cheerful very much longer, depending on what you say. But he'll start cheerful. 360-8255, 901-360-8255. You got to make your case to Zach. Why can I get through? Why do I get through? Why do I need to talk? What am I going to bring to the table? Let's make an affirmative case to Zach. Tell him what you got to do, and he'll let you through. He'll let you through, but you got to prove it to Zach first. You can also text us as well. There is no such screening process for the texts,
unfortunately.
So it comes straight through, whether we like it or not.
The views on world news, news that are outside of sports that come in, are never surprising. They're pretty much expected.
Never. Generally depressing, and never surprising, but nonetheless. 70236, that is the text line, the First Bank text line, 70236. First Bank text line. Be part of the text team, and let's have a good text out there, guys. Let's coach everybody up today. We got some great texters. We got some phenomenal texters. Daniel, we got Mac, we got our buddy in ATL who jumps in quite a bit.
What's
we got
his name?
several really good,
Ryan.
really good texters.
Yeah, Ryan. I ain't heard
Ryan?
from him since that road trip to Atlanta that I took. I haven't heard anything from
Well, he's
Ryan.
he's a teacher, so.
So and that's why his texts are always immaculately punctuated and detailed. You can tell he's working with the kids. He's helping them, so that's good. We love that. We appreciate that. So I'm just telling you, let's all take after those folks, and not some of the other folks out there. So let's try to do that. Okay, today let's have a good text day. What do you say out there, texters? 123 text. Everybody say it with me. 123 text. Well, see, we're out of the gate.
I think they said it. I'm sure they said it.
We're out of the gate. We're having a tough morning. So it's second tell. So it's all right. It's all right. You know what? I'm gonna coach them up. We're gonna coach them up today. And we're gonna make this thing work. Right there. All right. Now you can also chat with us as well. We're on the video screen. You can watch us on the video. We love to hear from you. And please feel free to chat away as the luminaries such as Booty Snorkeler are doing on a regular basis. Please feel free to do that as well. Today, lots to get to on this likely to be rainy hump day edition of the program. Now, last night, I loved this so much. Did you hear Anthony Edwards? Do you hear why we have to keep?
No, but I see it. I just can't watch it right now. But I see where he's going with it, and I want to hear it so
it's
bad.
So wonderful.
Hopefully,
it's
Zach
so
gets it
wonderful.
already. I
so
see
wonderful.
it, but I can't watch it. So I'm hoping I can hear it now.
Zach, hopefully you can get the comments that Anthony Edwards had about his new. You remember the story that we talked about yesterday? There's a likely to be a new owner in Minnesota soon enough. There's a deal in place, an agreement in principle from the current owner, Glenn Taylor, to sell to Alex Rodriguez, famous baseball player. Alex Rodriguez, very well-known human being, in fact, just generally a celebrity. Was I guess still is married to J-Lo. I think they're still married, or are they?
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're getting married.
Yeah.
Who was she
They're
with
still
before A-Rod? Then?
She was with Mark Anthony.
Yeah.
She was with Mark Anthony before. And then she was with somebody else, I think.
Well, when was Drake messing with Jennifer Lopez?
That might be summer 2016.
That was before. I mean, A-Rod was after.
Yeah, that was before A-Rod.
Yeah, that was before.
I'm thrown off of my timeline. She dated somebody else famous, though, right? Was married to somebody else famous? Or he dated some other lady that was famous? I don't know. God bless them. God bless their union.
I mean,
I ain't coming behind Drake. I mean, I'm sorry. More power to that, brother. I don't know how he pulled it out.
well, clearly A-Rod's doing just fine. He's probably
Drake ain't make no song about my wife, then I marry her. I don't know, but anyway, go ahead.
he's got one of the few that's probably got as much or more money than Drake. So
I don't know about that one.
there you go. All right. That being said, he's going to be the new owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, along with a colleague. And so they've asked, obviously the players and coaches and all that have been asked about their opinion on this whole situation since the news became public. And, you had normally like Karl Anthony Towns was like, he's a professional athlete, so he understands what it's going to be like. He's a big-time athlete. That's great for us as players. He understands what the player's life is like. He understands what it's like to be an athlete at this level. That's going to help our relationships, blah, blah, blah. Coaching staff's like, it's great to have that kind of a guy with a pedigree and et cetera, all the stuff that you would expect. And my buddy Will Askew says J-Lo and A-Rod broke up. That's very sad. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah. Man, let J-Lo be for these streets, man. Why people just can't let J-Lo be who she is?
She's Jenny from the block. Everyone knows that.
Quit trying to marry J-Lo, man.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that got. She's just Jenny from the block. Everybody knows that.
Let her be for these streets, man.
In any event, but Anthony Edwards took the topic on yesterday about Alex Rodriguez, very well-known baseball player. And here's what the young rookie, who was wonderful, had to say.
Do you have any thoughts about him? Are you an A-Rod fan at all growing up or anything like that? What you think about what he might bring to the team?
A fan? What do you mean? Like, who is he?
Baseball player? Alex Rodriguez?
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I know he's gonna be the owner, but I don't know nothing about baseball.
My God, man, fan, man, tripping, fan. What you know this dude? Hey, bro, I'm finna watch them. I gotta watch them with no sound on, man.
Who he be?
He said that.
Who he be? Yeah, he goes. Who he be? Yeah, he got first part. Who he be? The guy's like A-Rod, famous baseball player, well-known baseball guy. He's like, I don't know. I don't follow baseball. Best part about this whole thing, though. Anthony Edwards was a multi-sport star in high school in baseball. He was a very good baseball player in high school who played multiple positions. There is absolutely no way he has no idea who A-Rod is. He's clearly just being a goofy kid or just kind of trolling A-Rod or something. That's why I love this kid so much, because he is clearly just goofing around. This kid played baseball like nonstop.
I beg to differ. Being somebody from the inner city who was aware of what baseball was and halfway had a conscience of it. Baseball is a sport where you could very well like to play the game, but would not watch a second of it on television. Because as it was taught to us as young lads at Pine Hill Community Center, we played the game and we made it fun, but we didn't watch baseball. Like we didn't know who. We knew who the Bash brothers were, like with the Oakland A's, but like we didn't really know the league like that. We knew some Atlanta Hawks players, some Cardinals players.
I don't think so. He was.
A-Rod ain't played since 2016. No. Anthony Edwards was 19 years old.
Yeah, 2016. He would have been like
he was at the end of his career when he was 14
12 years old.
He can very
11
well
years
know
old.
who he is.
10 years old when you watch baseball. When you were a kid, you watched. If you played baseball, chances are you at least were like vaguely aware of baseball.
What if somebody?
I'm not saying you had to watch every game, but you were. Come on.
But what if somebody introduced him to the game till he was in high school? Because he was fast and he was athletic. Like, man, come on, man, play baseball. And he's like, all right, bet.
I bet he had
like, dude. Like, why would he know who A-Rod is? Like, I probably wouldn't know who that dude is. Do you know anybody in baseball right now today? No. So why would he know? Play it again.
Give me that beginning of that. That's great.
Who is he?
Baseball player? Rodriguez?
I don't know.
Who he be?
Okay.
I know he's gonna be the owner, but I don't know nothing about baseball.
I gotta watch it on mute on my computer.
Who he be? Who he be?
So good.
Oh man,
a fan, man. That's all you know what to do it is.
Oh, fantastic!
Did he sit up here with the hoodie zipped all the way up to the top?
I bet he really thought that A-Rod was a fan and that he bought the team.
No, he was like, he was like messing with his hair before he's not even. He's the. Oh man.
But Anthony Edwards seems to be having a ton of fun. He's literally like a kid in the NBA, and he's like, man, like dude, like, I'm having fun. Like you can tell that he enjoys doing this. Yeah,
There is no way. No way.
and he clearly doesn't have anybody that's coaching him on what to say, because we saw that during the draft time that he didn't have anybody really coaching him as like Ja had. Ja clearly has people who have prepared him for media. Anthony Edwards clearly hasn't had that opportunity because he lets it fly for sure.
But it doesn't end there. If you can recall, Anthony Edwards talked to the Wolves broadcast team at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Now,
Yeah.
so you got this is what I was telling you about. Now, listen to this
All right,
man
go
right
ahead.
here.
I used to play baseball when I was young. Yeah, it'd be hot.
Really? How good a baseball player were you?
I could have went to the MLB.
MLB?
Yeah.
I am not surprised.
I'm serious though.
No, I love your confidence.
I
What
played
positions
pitcher.
did you play?
I played pitcher, shortstop,
Okay.
third base, and center field.
Yep.
Those are the prime positions.
That what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, you were the best player on your team.
Now we talking.
You could hit the ball.
But I was 4th, 5th hitter. You know what that means.
Clean up. Yeah.
Straight cleanup on aisle 3.
What? How have I never heard this? How have I never heard this?
Straight cleanup on aisle 3.
Hey, bro. Hey.
Now you tell me this. That's clearly a dude who understands baseball.
Peter, I
just
can
fine,
very
more
well
than just
see.
get out there and play.
I can very well see him being an
I'm gonna
elite
tell you,
level
he's
athlete.
trolling.
You think he's joking about
He
what?
is trolling.
Like not
is what
knowing
he's
who
doing.
A-Rod is?
I think he's trolling. Yeah, I think he's just being a goofball. Like, he's just kind
I
of like
can see
goofing
that.
around with people.
I
Like,
can see that.
wanting to get-
But I can
just-
also
'cause-
see him being a kid
Yeah.
who was like, just they threw him into baseball and he's Anthony Edwards, so he was great at
Yeah.
it, but he has no clue about anything.
Yeah.
I can see that being the case too.
I mean, I don't think a guy that no, I don't think so. Because this isn't like, I mean, A-Rod is one of the most well-known athletes, period. Like, he's
Yeah.
across not just baseball. Like, if you watched any sports programming ever, if you just happen to be near a
You know
TV
him from
and
being a party guy.
you know him from something. Exactly. He's just all over the place. So like I think he's just trolling.
Oh,
which is one reason I love him.
All I know is
love
that
the
it's
kid. He's
fantastic.
hilarious.
I
It's fantastic.
I throw names out of guys that like are young guys that I want the Grizzlies to kind of target that I'd love to see get here.
Who would be?
Anthony Edwards is number one on my list.
He's so. I mean, I didn't listen. I didn't. I didn't think that they should draft Anthony Edwards number one. I thought that LaMelo Ball should go number one. I still think that. But in terms of like personalities, oh my God, like he's number one by a mile. Like this kid is he is. That's why I said we have to protect this kid.
He's number one in the draft that had LaMelo Ball in. That's the crazy part. Personality wise,
yeah, and I appreciate I appreciate the fact that it looked like the Wolves are basically kind of letting him just kind of do his thing and not sanitizing him, which I appreciate. I think in Memphis he'd be sanitized. Unfortunately, I think you'd not get the kind of Anthony Edwards you're getting.
No, they let Jaren.
Quite the same.
They let Jaren be Jaren.
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't know.
When we can talk to Jaren.
They
Bro, if Anthony Edwards played with us, we never even talked to him.
Exactly. Exactly. You talk to him once every week.
8 games.
Once every 2. Exactly. Exactly.
But I was
We'll come back.
fifth
We'll,
hitter. You know what that mean.
Clean up. Yeah.
Straight clean up on aisle 3. Come.
Yeah, bro, that's my man there, bro. And I thought the kid was gonna be terrible. But
And that's the kid. He showed up with a with a 3-piece
two-piece
meal after the.
No, he probably was tender. He's tender. He's probably tender gang. He's the age of kids all they eat is chicken fingers. But yeah, had the
I bet he
2-piece
got
from
a
Popeye.
3-piece meal. I bet he went in full went 3. I bet
White
he
or
went 3.
dark?
When he went all the way. Dark. Come on.
100% fries though, right? It's the side.
Yeah. Double fries.
Strawberry drink.
2 biscuits.
Ooh, I hope so.
Strawberry drink, honey with the biscuit.
Bet.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah.
Oh,
Anthony Edwards.
great
Oh, yeah.
cleanup.
It's great cleanup.
Fantastic. I love this kid. Love this kid. Love him. Got to protect him.
At
Protect
all
this
costs,
kid.
man. Gotta get him out of Minnesota.
All right,
man.
we got to. We got to get him out of Minnesota.
'Cause,
Get him out
hey,
of that poverty franchise.
just
Let's go.
hey.
Although A-Rod's about to make it a glamour franchise, even if he doesn't know who he is. We'll come back. Just getting started here. On a Wednesday, it's going to be a little rainy. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Food banks are running out of supplies. Now, some residents are unsure where their next meal will come from.
Mama?
Uh-huh?
The TV man said that the food bank is running out of food.
That's terrible.
We have to help the families, Mama.
You know what, honey? You're right. We do.
Today, we're teaming up with radio stations nationwide as we raise funds for Feeding America. Go to radiocares.org or text radio to 662266. Please help if you can as we raise funds for Feeding America.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything! A tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels, gold, silver, and much more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts to help you with wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar.
I'm here with the great Pat Donahue from the Rendezvous Restaurant Shipping Department.
Thanks, Brett. We've been shipping our ribs all over the country now for decades from our USDA-inspected shipping kitchen in the Pinch District. We hand-cook our ribs in pits that Mr. Charlie built over charcoal, just like they do at the restaurant.
So what comes in a rib box?
We could do pork shoulder, we could do ribs, our sauce, seasoning, baked beans, coleslaw. We'll even throw in Pancho's cheese dip with our nacho boxes. We also put a bag of Rendezvous seasoned popcorn, heating instructions, some chef hats, some wet naps, and some other helpful tips from our kitchen. We ship our ribs overnight, exclusively FedEx. And we put them in nice packaging. We don't ever want to use styrofoam, so we use corrugated cardboard, actually 2 boxes that fit nice together. So the ribs get to you, your loved ones, or your clients in a safe, wholesome manner. Rendezvous ribs are perfect for out-of-town clients, customers, loved ones. We also ship ribs for any occasion.
Where do we order these great ribs?
You can go to www.hogsfly.com or give us a call at 1-888-464-7359.
Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous Restaurant in the alley since 1948.
Sports 56 traffic.
Right now, we're dealing with the accident on I-55 south between Goodman Road and Church Road. The right lane is blocked. That is in DeSoto County, I-55 south between Goodman Road and Church Road. The right lane is blocked. Also, we're still dealing with the accident on Riverdale Road southbound at Holmes Road. The right lane is blocked there as well. Also, crash on Shelby Drive at Getwell Road. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
That's got me feeling this way. Feeling this way. It makes me feel it's true, but it tricks me so good and I can't get enough. Must be love on the brain.
Oh, what do we got here?
It took me a second to understand what was going on. Because like, this is going to be an all-time if you go where I think you're going. Oh, man.
Kids Bob.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I know this song, but this isn't the version I thought it was. Oh man.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You know what I think about
That's
Kids Bop?
fantastic.
Something I think about all the time. I know we gotta move on. Like, what happens to those kids who do Kids Bop? Have any of them ever turned into actual stars or actual known singers?
Or have they gone, down the darker path?
Because you clearly age out. You mean you can't be a Kids Bop singer if you're not a kid.
Well,
so.
and by the way, before we continue here on the program, before we get into that very, very hot topic, got some breaking news that in fact Will has texted in again, and as have others, and reminded us that in fact A-Rod and J-Lo are back on. They were off, and now they're back on.
Hey, those girls that belong to the streets, that's kind of what happens, man. They get cleaned up for a minute, and they rehab, and I don't get it, man. Like, if I'm a celebrity, I'm not dating a celebrity. Like, that's not happening.
Zendaya, Zendaya, she was a former member of Kids Bop.
Dope, for real?
Did you know that?
Did not know that. Mm-hmm. And she's not. And she didn't go down the
singer
dark path.
actress Becky G is also there. You go, part of it right there.
What you did, Kids Bop alumni? What about Timmy Turner?
Well,
who? Olivia Holt.
They said there's no way. What song they drew the line? They drew the line at "Blurred Lines" by Robin Thicke. They could not do Robin Thicke's "Blurred Lines."
Why?
So said it was too suggestive.
And then they came out and said they couldn't do WAP either.
They tried to do WAP.
Yes. You want to hear the lyrics to this? By the way,
there's no way. That's not. I don't think that's. I don't think that's
fake,
true.
Jack. It's fake, man.
No, that's
one of those
fake.
fake
No,
YouTube
not
videos.
true.
Because people made
No.
fake Kids
No,
Bop
that's-
with
yeah.
like random children before.
Yeah. No.
there's some doors in this house.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up, man. You lied.
No.
Did not.
No.
I said certified beat 7 days a week.
Stop, man. Like, it's not real.
Water bottle.
No.
Shut up. There's some doors in this house.
There's some doors in this house.
Shut up, man.
There's some
That's
doors in this
that's
house.
not true,
I mean,
man.
there are. There's some. There's.
It's not true.
There's a lot of doors in the house.
Now, again, to be fair, before we go, since what is true, what is true, is that sometimes they would not. WAP is not something that they could possibly do. That's just not going to happen. They did remake the Lazy Song by Bruno Mars, though.
Okay.
The original lyric was, meet a really nice girl, have some really nice sex, and she's going to scream out, this is great, oh my God, this is great. Now, you can't have that in Kids Bop, obviously.
No.
So what they changed that to was, meet a really nice girl, send a really nice text, and she's going to write back, you're so great, OMG, you're so great.
So stupid.
I think it's just as worse.
I wonder, like, how big is Kids Bop? Like, do they really? Like, we all know Kids Bop exists. We know it's a thing. But it's been going on since I was a child. So I wonder, how big is it? Like, how lucrative is the whole industry of Kids Bop, especially in the streaming era? Like, bro, like.
The song TikTok by Kesha's, the song, the original lyric is, before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. The Kids Bop version is, before I leave, brush my teeth, then I go and pack.
Yeah.
Where are they going? Where are they packing?
That would be a gig. I'd love to have the job of rewriting Kids Bop songs. That would be a cool gig. I'd probably be laughing my butt off the whole time because no one expects you to be taken serious. You know what I mean? So it's like I'd be fine just making corny remixes of popular songs.
So Kids Bop, their net worth in 2020 was $124,000.
Man, they need to shut down. That's all they made?
That was in the revenue.
No,
in
I don't think that's true. No, I don't think that's true though.
Their the revenue that they brought in.
How they paying the kids? Because they have like a lot of kids that make these albums. I don't think I would sign up for this. Like, who, your alumni is Zendaya. That's it.
They said that the kids' salaries are under $100,000 per year.
But they're not making. That's not. That can't be true. Because at least Mickey Mouse Club's got Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears. What are we talking about, man? Like, I'm not doing this.
I like the song Thrift Shop was edited from Probably Should Have Washed This. It Smells Like R. Kelly Sheets.
Yeah.
To
my brother's sheets.
Probably should have washed this. It smells like my baseball cleats.
Yeah, my baseball cleats. Yeah. I knew I heard it before. I couldn't remember what it said. Yeah. I knew it was something I've heard before. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. All right, so oh man. Okay. All right. So in any event, that's ridiculous, but perhaps not as ridiculous as Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban, who, of course, may be in town as we speak. I don't know if Cuban's traveling with them or not under the COVID rules and everything else.
Yeah, might be eating in a NBA allowed restaurant.
Typically he is he's out and about with the team. Maybe a little bit different. Luka Doncic, we mentioned it yesterday. Talked about how he criticized the idea of the play-in tournament, saying that he didn't understand what the NBA was doing with this whole tournament business. You can lose 2 games and you're out after a whole season. What's the deal with that? Yesterday, about 12 hours after Doncic said that, Mark Cuban told Tim McMahon of ESPN that the concept is, quote, an enormous mistake. He said, I get why the NBA is doing it, but if we're going to be creative because of COVID, we should go straight up 1 through 20 and let the bottom 4 play in. This is the year particularly to do it since the 10 games cut from the normal schedule were in conference. He says the worst part of this approach is that it doubles the stress of the compressed schedule. Rather than playing for a playoff spot and being able to rest players as the standings become clearer, teams have to approach every game as a playoff game to either get into or stay in the top 6, since the consequences, as Lucas said, are enormous. So players are playing more games and more minutes in fewer days. In hindsight, he said this approach was an enormous mistake. So do you think there's something specific to the play-in, as he points out, with COVID that creates this kind of a situation, or is this just a team that's struggling and not having a great year, finding an excuse to bitch?
Yes, it's number 2, and I have an added wrinkle to why he's tripping so much. Because yesterday my thing was what he's tripping over Memphis, like he thinks that we're gonna be the team that's gonna knock them down or knock them out or whatever, or mess up, who they were chasing after in the first round or whatever. Because I'm sure that matters too. Because you've got the Lakers won't be 1, the Clippers may not be 1. You're looking at either Utah or Phoenix probably going to be the number 1 seed in the West. So if you're in 7, you're fine with it because you'll get one of those 2 teams. I think there's an added wrinkle to why Luka and company are stressing, and it kind of hit me yesterday. I think they're afraid of the Lakers falling and having to play them and getting put out before everything.
You think that's it?
Yeah, I think they fear a team like the Lakers falling down, then getting healthy right at the end, but still being like in 7 or 8 and putting them out. I think that's part of it. But
now,
get to 6, man. Like nobody cares. Y'all start off the season trash. Like so. Who?
No, I do think I think the idea that he's talking about here that I do like, I think he's right about, is that they need to. If you're going to get creative, and you're going to let COVID kind of dictate that you're going to change some stuff up, that's great. I love the fact that you got to be creative with stuff. But I agree that they should go straight up 1 through 20, because the Grizzlies, for example, if you're straight up 1 through 20, the Grizzlies are very easily a playoff team. In terms of the best 20 teams in the league,
regardless of conference.
I've long said, I don't know, the conference stuff. I get why you do it. And from a scheduling standpoint, I understand it. It's theoretically it can create rivalries. It can make it a little easier when you travel. It can make things a little more organized. That kind of stuff. You need to have. There's no sports league that has as many teams as American sports leagues do that has just one set of standings. In soccer, I go back to soccer all the time because it's just like a totally different sport. But You only have one set of standings. You don't have like divisions. You have like just who's in the league, like what's the deal. But there's fewer teams. There's 20 teams in most, leagues, 18, 20, something like that. So when you get to like 30 and 32 in the NFL and that kind of stuff, you probably need to break it down a little bit. It's a little too crazy. So I get why they do it. But for this case, it would be so much more entertaining. If you look at what the playoffs would be if the Grizzlies were like allowed to just kind of be in there, and if you just kind of combined it all 1 through 20, what that would look like versus what this existing playoff, particularly the Eastern Conference playoff, is going to look like, it's not even close. I mean, like it's so much of a better product, and you're going to have a team like the Hornets or the Hawks or something like that finish fourth, going to have home court advantage in the playoffs. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Why didn't he think about this offseason when he went to vote?
I mean, I think he said it was a mistake. So I mean, he's I think he's admitted that he's wrong.
I think he admitted that he thought his team was going to be better and it wouldn't apply to him.
Well, that's true too.
That's all that sounds like to me.
That's definitely true too. But I think he's. I'm listen. I'm not gonna like get after him for saying he made a mistake. That's cool. I'm glad people should admit when they're wrong. That's great.
I mean, but
I'm just saying.
But I was saying this yesterday that the whole playing thing is dumb to me.
I think I get it. I get why they're doing it. I have no problem with it. It's fine. To me, if you're 7th and 8th, you don't have a lot of leg to stand on. You probably should finish better if you want to have a little more security in terms of your playoff life. And on top of that, it's an entertainment product, and we've already determined if we're going to have playoffs. Period. You've already determined that the playoffs are more important than the regular season. So you've already made that determination. There are a lot of people who really only follow the NBA closely when the playoffs roll around. They kind of keep an eye on the regular season a little bit, but then once you get to into the conference finals and stuff, then they'll be a little more locked in because you've already conditioned them to know that it doesn't really matter the regular season. It's what does it really matter? Like you're just kind of jockeying for position for the playoffs.
Right.
It's, hardcore fans, yeah, you're watching and you care about it, but you've already conditioned them. That's what the deal is. Same thing with college basketball. You've already conditioned them that the tournament's the only thing that really matters.
And this was the year, like you said, that I would have thought that they would have been super creative, playoff-wise, scheduling-wise, because a lot of the creativity I thought they would do, I didn't see. Like I thought they would do more of a pod system where you're playing teams that are close to you. I thought Memphis would play Atlanta a ton of times, New Orleans, the Hornets, Magic, Heat, Rockets, Spurs, Thunder, those type Mavericks, those teams that are right there in that general area. I thought we would play most of our games against those teams that are close to us, but scheduling, we're playing New Orleans twice, Atlanta twice. You know what I mean? So
yep.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a little different, but this is the year that you could have made things more regional and then have your playoffs be like the 1 through 20 would have been fine. I would have been down for that. You would have,
would have loved it.
Who knows who you would have gotten in that first round matchup, but. Yeah, it's we definitely would have been in the playoffs if that's the case. But then your teams at the bottom would have been your the bottom teams in the East. Let them fight it out to get that last spot or whatever. But yeah, it's all hindsight at this point because this is what the governors voted on. So I think he has to kind of
the governors.
Sponsored by Mark Q.
When we come back, another reason why you need to take COVID as seriously as you possibly can, even now. We'll tell you when we come back. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
This spring, there's an outside chance you're ready for some outside projects and a 100% chance of saving at the Home Depot. Right now, stock up on 5 bags of EarthGrow or Vigoro mulch for only $10. Plus, with great low prices and free delivery on your favorite spring projects, you'll save in-store, online, store-wide. Bring on spring. The spring savings event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Safety toes, shoes, and great quality hiking boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Jump in a Cadillac. Hey, let's put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry milkshake.
No.
Oh, come on. Strawberry milkshake.
Hanging by the fire. That's the lyric, right?
Oh, my.
Oh, man.
Incredible. All right. Welcome back. Hour number 1 continues in the
You know what I thought about?
Studios.
Pause. Give me 1 second. Give me 10 seconds. Get
All
off
right.
course. 10 seconds. Get off course.
Okay,
Like when these
10
kids
seconds.
sing these
1,
songs, right? They've got to listen to the original song just to know the cadences and know how the song goes. To have a reference.
I would think so. 6.
Oh, that's crazy.
7.
Anyway, go ahead.
You only needed 8 seconds. Very impressive.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
You got the ball over the timeline.
It's the last segment. Last segment short. Can't play around too much. You're gonna be out of it. Go ahead.
No, you're right. They have to. That's why I was talking about that yesterday. The whole concept is stupid.
They gotta go listen to the real song.
Ridiculous.
To know the cadence. To know how.
And then as soon as the kids hear the Kids Bop version, they go and listen to the actual version. So if they like it, they're just like, I'm gonna listen to the real version.
Yeah, I'm not listening to this crap.
And then there you go.
Listen to WAP.
Yeah. Then next thing you know, they're singing about this, that, and the other. So this is how it works. I mentioned going into the break. One of the things that we talked about, having to take COVID seriously, and we've talked about Jason Tatum in his long battle with COVID. After last night, the Celtics just eased past the Portland Trailblazers, 116-115, a really tight game. Jason Tatum, after the game, said he now has to take an inhaler before each game.
Wow.
To open up his lungs since he got COVID. He never had to do that before. He said, I for sure feel better than I did a month ago, but he still has to take an inhaler. He was not asthmatic. He never had to do that before. But now, since he's got COVID, he has to hit the inhaler up before every game to make sure that he can breathe properly and to make sure that he's got his wind.
Man, it's wild.
You're talking about an elite
level athlete
here.
Yeah. For sure.
Young, elite, best physical shape you could possibly be in, and it knocked him down to that point where he's still, not. He said, "I feel better than I did 100, a month ago," but he's not 100%, and he has to take the inhaler. Come on, man.
Yeah, I was talking to Gabe's mom, my ex-wife, the other day, and she coughs all the time. She had COVID, and she coughs all the time now. And she said, "Well, I hope it'll end one day." You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is, man. Like, and we joke about this, and we talk about, well, they're still alive, and y'all look at the mortality rate and all those type of things. And you're talking about, like you said, an elite level, one of the better top 10, top 15 players in the NBA, whose level of life has changed, his level of play has changed. These are the type of things that could affect him he's under a new contract now, but this could totally derail or kind of deter where his career heads. As far as because his numbers have fallen off because of this. Like he hasn't been the same level of player. How could he be if he's having trouble breathing? You know what I mean? So it's dead serious, man. And I just hope that people look at this and just consider some of the error of our ways and how we've handled this over the last year or so. And it's rough. It's rough to hear something like that from a guy who is in tip-top shape. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can assume that if a world-class athlete is hit like this, then there are countless others who are not world-class athletes
really
who are hit even harder. And that's the scary part about this is that these stories don't really get talked about much. What your ex-wife has gone through, what other folks have gone through. You can read plenty of stories about people's smell and taste not really coming back, or not really coming back to a large degree. Maybe it's kind of back a little bit, because it can affect brain cells, and that's a brain cell thing. Like if you're unable to process those senses, those sensations, that's not something that comes back immediately. It may take a long time if it comes back at all. So get your vaccine. Try not to get it, because for all the people that are out there, it's not going to kill you. I mean, it very well, may not. It's killed.
And the crazy thing is, do people really want to compare?
It's killed millions worldwide.
Right.
But it may not kill you. But it's not going to likely be particularly pleasant for you.
Are people really comparing mortality numbers? Because everybody's going crazy about what happened with the Johnson & Johnson thing, where 6 out of 7 million people who've had it are having some blood clot issues. Oh, see, I told you. Like, do we really want to look at numbers and stack them side by side and see which one weighs?
Yeah, no. I mean, that's I think it's important to be as safe as you possibly can with all this stuff, but that is not something that should make you just
literally less than 1 in a million.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it. I get being safe. I get being like having an abundance of caution. I get that.
Yeah.
Like, and I think we listen. There's a lot of people who are epidemiologists and all that stuff who say just kind of take a pause for a second, figure this thing out, and then get back to it. I get that. Like, no problem. But don't let that define you as like, vaccines.
Sorry, there it is. I knew it.
No, just that's true of vaccines that we use, very commonly, very safely. Like, you just have to make sure everything's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just it's looking like it's one particular like production line. They had some kind of a slight issue or something like that because I think they're all kind of linked in that way. So,
but where I'm at with Peter, I ain't arguing with you. Do what you want to do, because what's done is done with me. So.
I just want people to get themselves vaccinated.
Green line.
I'm Team Moderna, but
Team Moderna.
Moderna gang.
Not finna play with these folks. I'm not playing with you at all. I'm gonna come on the elevator, man. Like, hey, what's up? I got mine. What about you? You good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw a dude yesterday. I was at Crosstown. I was hollered at a dude that's one of the producers out there in the podcast radio thing. And we didn't know where the fist bump. I said, bro, I'm vaccinated. Me too. We slapped hands. Hey, God bless you, brother. In this thing, hugged. Threw the memes up on those folks.
You hugged.
Yeah, man. I ain't playing. Do what you want to do with your body. Because I did what I did with mine.
And Cardi B did what she was going to do with hers. That's what it's all about right there. So Good
And I'm
for
throwing
everybody.
these antibodies out here, Zach.
Good luck with that.
All right, well, by request, when we come back, Jason Munz, Money Munz.
Money Munz.
On the other side. We're going to talk about what's happening with the University of Memphis men's basketball team and the transfer situation is heating up. We'll discuss it when we come back. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new, latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
This spring, there's an outside chance you're ready for some outside projects and a 100% chance of saving at the Home Depot. Right now, stock up on 5 bags of Earthgrow or Vigoro mulch for only $10. Plus, with great low prices and free delivery on your favorite spring projects, you'll save in-store, online, store-wide. Bring on spring. The spring savings event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
The summer of fun starts at Mario's Pools. Mario's Pools on Exeter Road in Germantown can get your pool picture perfect and ready for the season. That beautiful pool doesn't just happen. So call Mario and his team will keep it right or guide you every step of the way to do it yourself, all for a price you can't beat. Call Mario's Pools at 552-3399 or just walk in and see him in Germantown on Exeter Road. Mario's showroom has everything you need from equipment to pool supplies to keep your backyard an oasis. Don't be a slave to your pool. Call Mario's Pools today.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We're still dealing with the accident on Riverdale Road south of southbound at Holmes Road. They looking to be clearing that accident as we speak. So just keep in mind the right lane is blocked on Riverdale at Holmes Road. Also, we're dealing with a crash on Walnut Grove west of White Station Road. That in that direction, the left lane is blocked. And then down in DeSoto County, I-55 south between Goodman Road and Church Road, the right lane is blocked due to an accident there as well. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
I can't stop. No, I can't stop. So baby, pull me closer as we stand against
Hour
the rover.
number 2. Rain expected throughout. Rain expected. So, if you're not getting it, you'll be getting it soon. And it's going to go on most of the morning and into the afternoon. It'll be cool today. It's probably about as hot as it's going to be. It's going to only get colder coming up and be about the mid-50s for most of the day. So just there you go. Welcome in. If you have just joined us, you've missed a lot, but hopefully you can catch up here in the Family Leisure Studios. My name is Peter Edmiston, joined by Anthony Sane and, of course, the Zach Sane himself. Zach Boyd producing the program. It is Sports 56 Mornings. We're hoping you're having a good Kids Bop Hump Day edition of the program. Now, we've already talked. We'll talk a little more Grizzlies, Mavs tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about what happened last night. A few surprises around the league. We'll discuss that. We'll talk about some unfortunate chicanery going on in the celebrity world, and a whole lot more. But before we do any of that, it's time now. By request, Anthony Sane asked, and ladies and gentlemen, Jason Munz answered. Joining us now is Money Munzel himself, the former beat writer covering the AAF and the Memphis Express of the AAF. Former Johnny Manziel, acolyte, of course. Formerly Mike Singletary's biggest fan. Ladies and gentlemen, he is now he has moved up in the world just a little bit because now Penny Hardaway is his Mike Singletary these days, and Jason Munz covers the Tigers for The Commercial Appeal and joins us now. Money Munzel, good morning. We asked for you, and you were kind enough to answer the call. We appreciate it. How are you?
I am good, man. Like I let me set this up for you guys. I am in one of my favorite places on earth, talking to two of my favorite people on earth, and so like I it's all downhill from here. It's all downhill from here. I am I don't even know what to do. I just don't.
Where can you reveal where this favorite place is, or is that a trade secret? I don't want to put your business out there.
We'll call it Gulf Shores. Down in Alabama. We'll call it Gulf Shores. It's not Gulf Shores proper. There's like a spot like kind of on the outskirts where it's really just real quiet and real laid back and you know it's but yeah, we'll call it Gulf Shores.
I love it because you're from you spend a lot of time down in the Gulf area for work and pleasure. I know down in the Mississippi and in Alabama and all that. So I'm sure you know that area quite well. You know some of the out of the way spots, the Munzel spots that only the Jason Munzes of the world know about, the secrets.
That's right. My wife and I we this was like every year. It was summer vacation. We would come here every year and just spend a little time decompressing and this is actually our first time back in 4 years. Our last time here was 2017, and so yeah, we were like, enough of this pandemic. We're both vaccinated. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, literally and figuratively, and and get back to enjoying some downtime.
Fantastic. So Anthony Sane, you called for him.
Yeah, let's get
Here
to
he
this.
is.
I missed you, Sane.
I was on vacation my own self. When you were on last week, very disappointed that I wasn't able to talk to you, man, because I was ready to hear you just totally go heel, man. I was gonna have you shoot a promo on all the fans who.
I could do it. I'm good at that. I practiced. I could have channeled my inner $1 Million Man or my inner Mr. Perfect or Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow. I could have done somebody.
Right. Because it was when you made the post about the story you made about the amount of guys that you thought that could possibly be transferring out. And the people were jumping on your neck about, oh, no, that's not happening. This guy doesn't know. He's fake. He's Memphis journalists. They don't know what they're doing. I'm like, yeah, y'all go look like some idiots in a minute because Mahomes ain't just pulling this stuff out the air. Like, he ain't just pulling this stuff out of his butt, man. So, I came in and it was a nice running joke. It was me defending the name of Jason Muggs in the Tiger basketball group. So with the guys that are coming in, what do you think about the guys that are coming in? Do you think there are guys that are going to be able to play? Especially the kid from, I can't remember his name, the kid from Hampton. I'm not really expecting much from him, if anything at all. So what do you think about the guys that Penny has coming in so far from the transfer portal?
Yeah, Davion Warren is the transfer from Hampton. He'll be a fifth year. He'll be a senior. He won't be like a redshirt senior or whatever because of COVID and everything. He'll still technically be a senior, but his first senior year was last year at Hampton, and he scored like 21 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, a handful of assists a game. I don't see him starting. I don't see him he played 35 to 37 minutes a game roughly at Hampton last year. That's not going to happen at Memphis, and I think he understands that. I think everybody's clear that's not going to be his role at Memphis, and therefore it would be pretty miraculous if he kept up his scoring numbers despite having his playing time slashed. But I think he will be a key piece. He plays defense the way Penny likes, and he can do a lot of things well. He rebounds well. He distributes pretty well, and he can score. It's not like he can't score. He absolutely can. So, there will be games probably where he is asked to shoulder some more of the load, scoring wise, but that's not going to be his regular deal. And then Earl Timberlake is the other current. Right now he's the only other transfer they've gotten. And he's got some potential. Like he's got some real potential. He was a projected one and done out of coming out of high school going into Miami, but then he had an ankle injury that kept him out of the first couple of weeks of the season, and then got that healthy, got on the floor, played. He only played 6 real games. He actually, they call it 7, but he didn't even really play in the 7th game. Ended up getting hurt, shoulder issue, and was out the rest of the year. But he's got some skills. He averaged like almost 10 points a game in the games that he played at Miami last year, and he's a really good defender, a very very high level two-way guy, and that seems to fit the mold of what exactly Penny Hardaway likes. He values defense very highly, and Earl Timberlake is somebody who can give him not only really good defense, but he can also score and rebound as well.
The Earl Timberlake, of course, a lot of people don't know, is Justin Timberlake's cousin, and so that's exciting to bring that connection back to the Bluff
That's right.
City.
It's like
that's
a
what it's all
homecoming of
about.
sorts.
It is. It really is. It's nice to bring that kind of connection back. to Memphis. So the another homecoming that's been talked about would be a Lawson homecoming, of course, and there was some discussions, a vigorous Zoom session, I think it's fair to say, last week with members of the Tiger coaching staff, including Penny Hardaway, our friend Jermaine Johnson, Cody Toppert, and then Keelan Lawson, the Lawson family, Chandler and Jonathan, of course, transferring potentially, Chandler transferring and Jonathan figuring out what he's going to do as well.
KJ was on there too. Don't leave KJ out.
Yeah, KJ, that's right. KJ, of course, big bro.
He came on at the very
in.
end, from what I'm told.
There you go. And Munns, of course, was on there as well in that little black box that without a video connection with the name Test on there. So, what did you learn about that call? And do you think that this Lawson family reunion could in fact happen?
I do think it's a really good chance that it happens. The odds are pretty good right now. I talked to somebody yesterday, a source, I guess, and not I guess, it is a source. But anyway, I talked to somebody yesterday who said that Memphis is still the team to beat for both Chandler and Jonathan. But the other schools that are in the mix, the Arkansas, TCU, Missouri, Alabama, seem to be the top contenders right now. Aren't going away. They're not backing down. Is the way it was phrased to me. So, I thought that it's Wednesday morning. I thought this thing would be done by now. If you'd asked me last Friday, I'd have said it'd been done by now. But I think that, based on what I was told, that these other teams aren't laying down. That's why we're still kind of up in the air. But I do, like I said, I think it's still Memphis is leading the pack right now. They're just taking the Lawsons are kind of taking their time to make sure they hear everybody out and get this right. I think, from conversations I've had, I think Chandler is the one who needs the least amount of convincing. I think he's sold wholeheartedly on Memphis. I think that Jonathan is the one who needs a little more recruiting. I think he needs to be recruited a little bit more and see how it plays out. But I talked to somebody who is very familiar with how that Zoom call went, and I got a good rundown of almost a play-by-play, and it sounds like there was a lot of good dialogue between both sides. The presentation on the Memphis side was, we need you. Not only do we want you, but we need you. They like Chandler's length, and his ability to play defense is something that Penny Hardaway really, really likes. They talked about being able to play him all over the floor, especially on defense. His length at the top of their defense. He's 6'8". He's a 6'8" forward, and they really like the prospect of using his length at the top of the defense. And then Jonathan is obviously he's a bigger guard. He's 6'6" guard. He's 2 years younger than Chandler. This will be his first college team. Whatever he does, it'll be his first time in college. So it may be a little bit more of a slower progression for him. I don't know that he'll get thrown in the mix right away too heavily, but they do want him. Memphis does want him, and so by all accounts, it was a really solid, productive, lengthy Zoom call, and I think everybody's still just sort of ruminating on how it went, and waiting to figure out everybody's next step.
Mons, what do you think happens with Moussa Cisse? Do you think there's a scenario where he comes back to Memphis at all? Do you think he's gone regardless if he decides to stay in the draft or not? And are there any other guys left on the roster that you think could be possibly on the way out? Because it didn't feel like there's anything else happening outside of Cisse to me.
Yeah, I think anything's possible with Musa.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer the first, your question about whether is there a scenario where he could come back, I think there probably is, but it's like way, way, way unlikely. I think that he's got so many different options. He could possibly get drafted. I don't see that happening. He could possibly end up in the G League. He could possibly end up overseas. But if none of those things pan out for him, I think that he could be in a different college uniform next year. I think that's more likely than him coming back. If he doesn't go pro, I see him playing for somebody else next year in college. But I think it's like 50 pro, 49 another college team, 1 back at Memphis. At least I think that's how Memphis is looking at it. So I don't see him coming back. To answer your other question about whether there are any other players who could possibly leave Memphis, I mean, yes. The word that I've gotten is that Landers Nolley is going to test the waters. He was going to do that last year. After he announced his transfer from Virginia Tech, he announced that he was going to test the waters last year, and then later the same day announced he wasn't. So it wouldn't be a huge surprise if he put his name, if he declared without signing with an agent. And of course, if you do that and you get positive feedback, well, then there's a chance he decides to go pro and doesn't return. But I do think that the thought that everybody is operating under right now is that Landers will be back. Landers Nolley will be back. DeAndre Williams, Lester Quinones, Alex Lomax, Jaden Hardaway, Malcolm Dandridge. Those are the ones that played any sort of significant minutes from this past year's team that will be back. Another thing I wanted to mention about that Zoom call. I failed to mention this part. It was communicated to me from somebody who was on the call that part of like the bottom line pitch from Penny Hardaway to the Lawsons was not only the we want you, we need you, but we're waiting on you. We're not gonna necessarily do anything else publicly until we know what you guys are gonna do. So they're kind of option number one, priority number one right now for Memphis.
The question I have for you, Jason Munz, is this: do you see? It feels as though obviously the relationship between Penny Hardaway and Alex Lomax goes back a long, long way. They're very, very tight. They've been together for a long time since Alex Lomax was a young teen, and now he is deeply entrenched. It feels as though Penny Hardaway sees him as a central piece to everything. In every way, Penny Hardaway seems to be trying to work through Alex Lomax and emphasize Alex Lomax, even when on the court, perhaps you could argue that the performance hasn't justified the placement. Do you think that is going to prevent the Tigers from continuing to look for guys on the ball? Do you think that Penny Hardaway is right in his assessment or seeming assessment that Alex Lomax can be the guy that can run this whole show?
Well, so I made this. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and I certainly hear, I hear the argument that Alex has limitations. He definitely has some limitations as far as being the guy. He's not. That's just not who he is, or it hasn't been to this point. But we can't. I can't necessarily I don't want to ignore when Memphis got good, when they turned things around last year. He was the one. He was the catalyst. Alex Lomax was the guy, like, for that stretch before he got hurt, for that 8-10 game stretch, whatever it was, when they really got rolling. Memphis went as Alex Lomax went. So, like, are we all a little, like, I just wonder if we're all being a little bit too, I don't know what the word is, but like, are we being too harsh on Alex Lomax? Does he not the answer? Is he not the guy for Penny Hardaway at point guard? I don't know. I mean, I definitely, like I said, I understand that he's not a scorer. He's not like a guy you can give the ball to who can go get you a bucket necessarily, like consistently, I guess. So, but to go back to your initial question, I do think that there is some of that right now, that Penny is sort of locked in on Alex. I think another part of it is his positionless concept. You know, they say they don't put a ton of emphasis, or really any emphasis at all, on who brings the ball up the floor. Sometimes it'll be Lester, sometimes it'll be Landers, sometimes it'll be Jaden, sometimes it'll be Alex, sometimes it'll be DeAndre. You know, sometimes it was DJ before he left, sometimes it was Boogie, Damian. You know, they let a ton of guys handle the ball, and so I think part of why we haven't seen Penny, part of why there seems to be some hesitance on Penny Hardaway's part to go get a bona fide, true blue point guard is because of all those reasons, because of Alex Lomax, because of the system he runs where, you know, like I said, it could be a number of people handling the ball at the top. But yeah, no, I think that that does play a part. You know, his belief in Alex Lomax does play a pretty big part in why there seems to be, at least on the surface, some type of hesitance to go get to go get somebody who can be the guy at point guard. Now, I'm not so sure that he's done looking, you know, like maybe he's trying to wait until the Lawson thing is done. But it would not surprise me, to put it this way. It wouldn't surprise me if they ended up with a point guard out of the transfer portal, and it also wouldn't surprise me if they don't.
Right. It literally could go either way.
Yeah, exactly.
Mons, are you concerned at all with the amount of guys that Penny has on his team? Because we talked to Coach JJ yesterday, and the feeling is kind of like that the freshmen might kind of struggle to get into the rotation. Do you think that, you lose Boogie, you lose DJ Jeffries, you lose Ball, guys who kind of wanted to play more minutes? It seems like Penny's dead set on playing, 10, 11 guys, so we can just, rush you with full court presses and different things that he likes to do defensively. Do you think that he might find himself in the same place again, where he has guys who are they're not content with their playing time?
He certainly could. I mean, it seems like that is that's how he wants to do it. I mean, and it's gotten him in trouble sometimes. I don't think it's any secret or really anything like that at all, that when they shortened the rotation last year, when Lance Thomas transferred, when Ahmad Rand transferred, when Alex Lomax got hurt and he was forced to play fewer guys late in the season, they were better. They were winning. They were a much better team when they shortened the rotation. But yeah, it does not seem like that is something that he, subscribes to. He wants as many, dudes as he can get, and just let it play out how it's going to play out. I do think that this year is probably going to be easier on him in that way, because outside of Josh Minot, I mean, nothing against John Camden or Sam Ayomide Onu, but I don't see them really getting big minutes. I see them in the 6 to 8 minute range, if that. And I just think it's because they might need a little bit more time to to get ready to contribute at the D1 level. Now, Minot could be the outlier in that group of guys. He's a top 35 recruit for a reason, and maybe he comes in and really blows the doors off the building. But I think that he's kind of Penny is in a situation where his freshman class, while yes, they are good and there's a reason why they're coming to Memphis, they just might not be in the mix for huge minutes out of the gate. And I think that would benefit not only Memphis but also the players. Give them a chance to get their feet wet, give them a chance to develop, to get stronger, to get bigger. And then really sort of unleash them season after next, and that's usually how it works with recruiting. You give guys a chance to develop, and then you get older, and by getting older you get better, and that sort of thing. So I think that's how it's going to play out this year, is that the freshmen are going to not see as much playing time as everybody else.
And he's living proof, folks. Jason Munn says he's gotten older, he's only gotten better. He's doing it the right way. He continues to make it happen. And even on a vacation down in the Gulf Shores adjacent region, in a quiet nook, the Munn's capital of the world, where he can just relax with his wife and they can kick back. He's taken time to talk to us and, by extension, talk to you. Thank you so much, Jason Munns. Enjoy your vacation. Enjoy your time away. Have some fritters and some delicious fresh caught fish on us. Okay.
All right. Thank you guys again, and thank you again, Zane. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I got your back, man. Just know that.
Very nice. See y'all later.
All right,
Very nice. That's right. Munns is the best. Love talking to Money Munzel, our pal who covers the Tigers, and had a lot of really good information there. Hope you digested all of that. If you're a Tiger fan, we'll discuss some of that when we come back. Also, we'll get into tonight's matchup. The Grizzlies and the Mavericks, a late tip-off tonight. A reminder, that's an 8:30 tip-off down at FedEx Forum. Hope Zach is going to mainline some coffee today, buddy. You're going to need it. We'll continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Need to sell your home? You're in luck because I buy houses. All you have to do is call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that PIN, 901-406-1101, or just save it in your phone. Bill at I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses buys houses in any area, in any condition, at any time, as simple as that. I Buy Houses is guaranteed to close in 5 days. So if you need your cash fast, just call Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Has your house been on the market? Were you just tired of renters? Or is it just time to start over? Well, avoid repairing, cleaning, painting, and prepping your house. Just pick up the phone and call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses. If you're in Southwind, South Memphis, North Mississippi, North Memphis, Collierville, if you can hear this, just call my friend Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101.
Hey, it's me, your cousin, from Boston. I'm on the radio doing ads for Sam Adams. Now I'll be known as the Sam Adams guy instead of the dude who fell in the quarry. Sam Adams Boston Lager is crisp and refreshing, which is why I bring a six-pack wherever I go, except the movies anymore. Sam Adams, from Boston with love. Here's the legal part. Watch how fast I can read. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Drink responsibly. Now, is that 30 seconds? Are we even close?
It's happening again at Family Leisure. Don't miss out again this summer because pools are going fast. Spas in stock now, too, and they're ready for delivery. New 2021 patio furniture, state-of-the-art in stock now, and up to 20% off select sets. Swing into spring with a brand new play gym, professional installation available. The temperature's rising, and so is the service at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road, where family and fun come together.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Sports 56 traffic.
As of right now, we are accident-free so far in the city of Memphis. As of right now, like Peter said earlier during the show, we are expecting rain here in the city of Memphis. So, with rain comes slowing down all the way. Not to a complete stop, but just slowing down a bit, just to get to your destination safely. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Ooh, nothing at all. Tomorrow I'll wake up, do some P90X, meet a really nice girl, send a really nice text, and she's gonna
send a really nice text.
Stupid.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I told you about this one. So as we talked to our friend Jason Munns, Anthony's saying, do you agree with the assessment that Penny Hardaway seems to have made that Alex Lomax is the guy, that he can do this?
Well, until he gets another guy, he's the guy.
But if he keeps him from getting another guy because he believes he's the guy, then that's a different thing.
Why are we having this conversation? A month ago, y'all told me that A-Lo was the reason why we lost to Houston, and we needed him so badly, and all those type of things. So what happened in the span of 3 weeks?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to figure out, do you think in the future? Forget about the past. I'm talking about the future. Do you think this team is an elite team? Can this team be the elite team that they are purported to be with Alex Lomax in that position? Or is the potential turnover issues and everything else that we've got going, problematic?
Either in the beginning of the season or, before the season is over, I'm sure we'll see lineups without a true point guard. Where you just see, 4 wings and a semi-big, a big-ish type player.
A big-ish?
Mm-hmm.
Big-ish?
Rather be DeAndre Williams playing 5, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you who I think you may see on the ball more than you'd expect.
Okay.
Jonathan Lawson.
You already know how I feel about that.
Hey, give me a big guard any day, bro.
You've already heard my comment on that. I think that's always a good idea, especially because as Muntz pointed out, I mean the idea that Penny's offense, a little bit like the Grizzlies, it doesn't really matter who brings the ball up. It's not really.
It's run your stuff. I saw JV bringing the ball up the other day. So.
Yeah,
we'll make
I mean you don't have to. You're kind of starting your stuff, and it's not a strict one guy running the show back in the old days. You don't see a lot of that anymore, where it's one guy really the primary ball handler, really orchestrating everything. Even John Moran, who could do that, really doesn't do that for the for the Grizzlies. So that's remains to be seen. But I think the pressure is definitely on Penny Hardaway at this point. You've got to get it rolling. You're gonna have to make it happen to this year. This is the year, and you can question about Moussa Cisse, and is there a chance he comes back? As Munn said
No.
There's a chance, but it's pretty
It's not
slim.
That's a lie.
Does Malcolm Dandridge step into that role and make a huge difference? Do you see DeAndre Williams playing that? I mean, there's all these. I don't know. I mean, like if you look at the roster, I'm not convinced that the roster is improved.
I don't
at
think
all.
he.
I
I
mean,
think
and
it's
especially if
improved.
Landers Nolly, tests the waters. I assume he's still going to come back, but if
Yeah.
he tests the waters and he finds something that he likes out there, that really is a problem for you.
Whether it be
Because
G
that
League
dude,
or
that dude,
overseas
that
or-
dude was pretty good.
Yeah, he was good. And I think last year, I don't really think we got to see how good he could be because, for politics or trying to keep certain people happy, you kind of reined him in a little bit. So I don't think we really saw how good he could have been in year 2 of his college eligibility.
No.
But I really hope that Penny does that. I hope he goes 5 best on the court. Let DeAndre be your 5 and put 4 wings out there and just see what it looks like.
Well, I mean, I think that's. I don't know that there's very many teams in college basketball these days that are going to be able to take advantage of a problem at the center position. Like it's not like there's
like you got a center,
tons and
if it
tons
don't
of like
work,
amazing
yeah.
bigs out there. It doesn't
Right.
really. There's just not. That's not out there. Very very rarely do you see that. So no, I think it's important to.
At least to see what you look like.
Yeah,
playing
no,
superstar.
absolutely. No, I completely agree with that.
I'm not sure I agree with Mons about the Camden kid, because people told me he was, Franz Wagner. I'm sorry. Let fans tell it. You got,
the kid from Hampton. You mean?
Yeah. No. The Camden kid, the shooter, the
Oh,
freshman kid. Yeah.
I'm not.
He's Corey Kispert out there. Let them say.
Oh, man. People were talking about Connor Glennon and how big an impact he was going to have.
No, you remember the kid that was remember the Native
Man
American
never even
kid?
saw this floor. David Wingert or
Widget.
Widget
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, Widget. All these
man.
kids. No, so I said I'm done with all these comparisons to anybody. Just stop it. It's,
Man, that air ball.
get out of here.
This kid that just left, the one that transferred out, who came early. No, that was he was a Jimmy Butler out there.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler, Jordan Nesbitt. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
some Will
it's
Barton in there.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Texter says a lot of folks are looking at Baylor and the type of players they put together a team full of 6'6" to 6'8" guys. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, those guys were really good, and they
Yeah,
played.
that matters too.
I mean, that's part of it. Is that they're just because you can't just take that prototype of a guy. It didn't really work like that. You got to have actually really really good talent. Jared Butler and Davion Mitchell. Those guys don't just grow on trees. You gotta work with those guys, and he's. I mean, they were well coached. They put together. Sure, if you can find a bunch of interchangeable big
That are
wings,
good.
go crazy. That's great.
Right.
I'm all in favor of that.
I think Penny
Where are those
could-
guys? Find those guys for me.
We talked to Mons about this. I think Penny's about to come into some of the same problems, man. Especially not because it's the Lawsons, but adding 2 more good players to your team, especially one that's a highly touted freshman in Jonathan. Like, you're telling a lot of dudes they might have to wait, man. You know what I mean? Like, for real though.
But isn't that the same pitch that Cal, Coach K, and all the other big time coaches say to the highly recruits?
But guys might be sitting behind a dude that's going to be a first-round pick in the draft, not DeAndre Williams. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want it to work, and I kind of believe it will work. But he's gonna have some attitudes and some egos to stroke on this team too, man. And you just got rid of 3 that you had to deal with those type of issues with. Like it's because you got a recruiting class of kids. Well, most people tell you, well, I don't think any of those dudes are gonna play. So. And as fans, we're kind of used to the incoming class being the cavalry, So these dudes are like dudes who.
It's first of all, it's totally different now because transfers are such a huge part of everybody's programs. Virtually every program now has transfers and relies on transfers, some to a huge degree, including the national champions, everyone in the Final Four, and you name it. So incoming freshmen it's different now than it was then.
Mm-hmm.
Incoming players are now, going to be a much different thing. It's a whole different thing. Everything is much more it's much more in flux, and there's less time to build stuff. And so I think – I don't know if you can do it in college because there are varying reasons why you might not be able to. But I think the Grizzlies have put the philosophy together that makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
And I'll tell you what it is after.
If they're kind of hurt,
continue in the
sit 'em
Family
down.
Leisure Studios. I'll tell you what it is after we get back. Live and local, Real Sports Star, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Looking for some action on your favorite games? Action247.com is at your service. Action 24/7 free-to-play games are brought to you by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Come play with us online at action247.com. Our free-to-play games are fun and easy. Go to action247.com and click Let's Play. And best of all, you can win cash prizes. That's right, cash prizes. Free to play online at action247.com. You got action.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
It's time, Memphis! Join Ja Morant, Tyus Jones, and your Memphis Grizzlies Wednesday, April 14th at 8:30 p.m. as they take on the Indiana Pacers, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Check out grizzlies.com/tickets today.
The summer of fun starts at Mario's Pools. Mario's Pools on Exeter Road in Germantown can get your pool picture perfect and ready for the season. That beautiful pool doesn't just happen. So call Mario and his team will keep it right or guide you every step of the way to do it yourself. All for a price you can't beat. Call Mario's Pools at 552-3399 or just walk in and see him in Germantown on Exeter Road. Mario's showroom has everything you need from equipment to pool supplies to keep your backyard an oasis. Don't be a slave to your pool. Call Mario's Pools today.
Need to sell your home? You're in luck because I buy houses. All you have to do is call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pin, 901-406-1101, or just save it in your phone. Bill at I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses buys houses in any area, in any condition, at any time, as simple as that. I Buy Houses is guaranteed to close in 5 days. So if you need your cash fast, just call Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Has your house been on the market? Were you just tired of renters? Or is it just time to start over? Well, avoid repairing, cleaning, painting, and prepping your house. Just pick up the phone and call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses. If you're in Southwind, South Memphis, North Mississippi, North Memphis, Collierville, if you can hear this, just call my friend Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Gonna rock some tags, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is really awesome.
This is really awesome.
Like, what up? I got a hit song. I'm so pumped about some clothes from the thrift shop. Ice on the fringe, it's so fun.
Walk up to the club like, what up, I got a hit song.
Those are green. Those are green.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, as I mentioned going to the break, the Tigers, I think the philosophy that the Grizzlies have put out there is a pretty good one to think about. I don't know if you can do it in college or not, Anthony, saying, but it's one to think about.
Being weird about it.
Here it is. And here it is. Not being weird about injuries.
Not playing like two of your most productive players.
You can take a little naparoo. Here's what it is. Just don't have any bad players in your rotation.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds simple, right? But I think you'll find that in most cases, most schools, most teams are unable to avoid having at least 2 or 3 bad players in their rotation for varying reasons.
Yeah.
And the Grizzlies have managed to avoid that. Now, in college, it's different because it's harder to get effective depth because you have a lot of guys that might want more playing time or want you can't develop them as quickly. So some guys are too raw or all that stuff. There's all different reasons why that's a little harder in college. But the point stands that if you can manage to play and put 40 minutes in college of time without putting a bad player on the court, look at Baylor, look at Gonzaga. They had to tighten up their rotations. But Gonzaga effectively played like 6 dudes, maybe 7 at a pinch. They didn't play like 10 people. And as a result, they didn't ever have lineups where there were bad people on the floor. Same with Baylor. Baylor played 7 or 8 guys. They never put bad players on the court. Like, you can stretch and reach and try to do whatever you want. And a lot of coaches, and Penny's guilty of this. Cal was a big proponent of this, like just yanking dudes, like come out left, right, and just making these flip-flops and playing 10 dudes. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I never understood why college teams don't
play the good players. If you have 6 good players, play 6 players. If you have 9 good players, play 9 players. But if you have bad players who are demonstrably bad, don't play them. Don't keep trying to make them something that they're not. If they prove themselves in practice and whatever to become good players, okay, give them a shot. When they show you that they're not, cut them out. It's not – I mean, you didn't see Scott Drew out here playing 10 dudes.
No.
You didn't see – I mean, Mark Few's like, we got 6 guys that are great. We're going to play 6 guys. That's it. Done.
But I can't really say that's the Grizzlies' philosophy, though, at all. That's where we differentiate.
No, the Grizzlies' philosophy is they don't have a bad player on the roster.
Oh, yeah?
They might not have great players, but they don't have bad players they play.
But they do play too many dudes. I mean, that's where we differentiate.
Yeah, but the dudes they play are all pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, even the worst are
even
pretty
Conchar, who's the worst guy in the rotation.
They're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, you put lineups out there. Like, some teams put their bench lineups out there, and it's like, oh, God, like, this is going to be brutal. Grizzlies, like, they've had games where they've won because of their bench lineups. Even the lineups where you're like, I remember the game, a week ago or whatever, when you're like, oh, God, it's Tilly and Tillman and, whoever. Like, what is this lineup? And, like, they're fine. Like, they're fine. They don't really have bad, like, terrible – they don't play bad minutes. Like, they don't put minutes out there with just guys that are awful. There's a value in that. There's a value in having just a baseline. And they've determined that they have 12 or 13 good players. Like, I would cut that rotation down myself, but they've determined that that's what my point is, whatever your cutoff is of good player, cut it off and play those guys.
Right.
And don't try to make minutes from some weird configuration of dudes that are good.
I think it's because he doesn't think he can play defense the way he does unless he's got fresh bodies coming in and out. Unless he's playing 10 to 11 guys. Like, I think that's more so what it is. I
think that's part of it. But if that leads, if your reliance on that defense leads you to be so bad offensively, then you have to be willing to say, you know what, we're going to be like 20th in defense and not first in defense, because you're still going to be great, but you got to be able to like score on a consistent basis and have the energy to score on a consistent basis.
And with this Memphis thing, man, this team, I think it ultimately boils down to chemistry. If these guys like each other and they buy in, I don't really think it matters who the point guard is. I think the turnovers will calm down. I think a lot of things would just kind of fall into place if Penny can get guys who are all on the same page. You know what I mean? And we'll see, man. Because like with the last year there was the clear I don't want to say tension. There was the clear question marks about the ability to play DJ and Landers. And now Landers still here. You'd assume Landers is going to move up a notch. But, I mean, this this Timberlake kid is supposed to be good. I mean, he was a kid that was a projected first-round pick if he hadn't been injured. And if he's totally rehabbed and he's back to what he could have been, will we see the same type of friction maybe between those two as far as being guys, same body type, play the same position?
Mhm.
How will all that work? You can only play 5 guys at a time. You know what I mean? So, and there's only one ball, so they say. So that's my biggest concern with this team is how is he going to work with the personalities? Because you've got a new bunch of kids, and these kids you brought in now, they're not playing for the city. You know what I mean? DJ Jeffries, I'm sure he kind of dealt with a lot because he's local. Because he's from the area, so he had a different viewpoint on things. So. And maybe bringing guys who don't have any connection to the city, maybe they'll come in and they'll.
Well, that's what I mean. But
I don't know.
that was the Calipari approach.
Yeah,
and I think it was probably not a bad idea if you're going to you kind of either needed to be all or nothing on that
right.
one. I don't know that you can do it halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to be connected to the city and be fully ensconced in the city, then you got to kind of make it insular. But if you don't, then incorporating one or two guys, unless you're going to fully incorporate them, then you're going to get a lot of flack, you're going to get a lot of pushback, you're going to get a lot of issues, and that could be problematic for a different reason. So, that's part of it too. The political side of it is definitely a real thing in college.
Oh, for sure.
And particularly in a place like Memphis where there's a lot of expectations and a lot of history and a lot of factions of different youth programs and different AAU programs and it's just different. There's just a lot of stuff out there that you have to deal with. I trust Penn to navigate those waters without any problem. I don't worry about anything like that. I'm just thinking purely from a personnel standpoint. As the texter points out, a team full of Nollies would be pretty good, right? Yeah, exactly. I want to put, my philosophy.
So
if I'm a coach. My philosophy is to play as few minutes of bad players as I possibly can. And that sounds like super simple, but it's really not, because sometimes you play bad players in service of trying to get a particular style or a particular personnel grouping, or I need to have a true big, so I play this terrible center because I need to have a true big out there on the floor. How many teams have we seen fail as a result of that stuff? My philosophy is, look, man,
find you some dudes that can play.
Play the good players and let them figure it out, and that's what we're going to do. And I don't think you need to overcomplicate it beyond that. And I think you need only look at the national champions to figure that stuff out.
Right.
It doesn't. We've seen it in years past, especially when you get to the tournament, man. You got these long TV timeouts. You got all this. You got plenty of time to get your rest. When you get to the tournament, it's 2.5 minutes per TV timeout, and there's a bunch of TV timeouts. You're going to be fine. If you're physically in shape, you'll be fine in that part of the season. So I hope that's the case. You can't make everybody happy.
No,
you cannot make
all.
everybody happy.
Not at all.
You can't.
Peter, I got
There's
a question
going to be people
for you.
whose roles are going to be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, we got Rob Fisher too. Do you want to ask it now, or do you want to wait till?
I don't. Rob probably can't answer this.
We got a little time. We got a little bit of time.
No, we can throw it there. We can kick it down. We can kick it down the hall, man.
Okay.
I just got a question. Do the Grizzlies care about making the playoffs? Not the players, but the organization. Do they care about making the playoffs this year? We'll answer
Do the
this.
players care?
No, the players clearly care. Does the organization care if they make the playoffs?
Okay. Well, let's think about that when we come back.
Chew on that.
Let's also think about chewing on something else.
Woo-hoo, look at that alley. There it is. Kyle Anderson the jaw. There it is. Grayson the jaw.
Backboard.
Boom! Central Barbecue. Let's go. Let's go. Chew on that. Chew on that, and really and truly, you don't even have to. Just let it melt. Let it melt. Let that beautifully cooked, slow smoked Memphis style meat just sort of melt in your mouth. Let that rendered fat just kind of marble away in your mouth and slowly, just delicately melt away, and you just have those taste buds just singing a happy song as you enjoy those delicious ribs, whether you like them wet or dry, or you can go half and half if you want to do that. Whoa, man, you bring a slab or two of ribs to a get-together, you will be the hit. I can promise you that. Or, go with the traditional pulled pork sandwich. You can't go wrong with a jumbo sandwich, a little slaw on top, a little side of greens, and you're good to go. It's all there for you at Central Barbecue. Those wings are my absolute favorite in town, slow-smoked. with that delicious flavoring. The dry wings, oh man, with that little seasoning on top, you're not gonna have anything like it. You're not gonna have anything like it. The whole wings with smoked. It's totally different than your usual wing. I can promise you, it's well worth it. Check it out. Central Barbecue, 4 locations: Central Summer, downtown, East Memphis, online as well. EatCBQ.com. They are Central Barbecue. We'll talk about that question that Anthony Sane has posed with Rob Fisher, myself. We'll do all that when we come back. Hour number 3 on the way. Stick around.
You've probably seen him, heard about him, passed him while he was working, but you never thought you'd need him until you do. And when you do, you really need Papa Lock of Memphis. Papa Lock of Memphis is all about locks and keys and more. Lose your car key? Papa Lock can make new ones. Moving. Don't take the key you're handed. Lots of other folks have been handed that same key. Papa Lock will rekey your home so you're safe. Need more than a new key? Papa Lock is expert at installing access control so you know who and when there is entry of your home, office, warehouse, and more. Multiple properties? Let Papa Lock of Memphis set up a master key system for you. Call 901-527-6737. That's 901-527-OPEN. Papa Lock of Memphis, your trusted locksmith.
Even in times like these, special occasions happen. And when an occasion calls for special, it calls for 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination. From the spectacular 36-ounce porterhouse paired with a Ferrari Carano Cabernet, to the jumbo lump crab cakes, to the raw bar with oysters fresh off the boat from the Gulf and the East Coast, there is simply no finer dining experience in Memphis than 117 Prime in the heart of downtown. These are complicated times, but if you want simply the best, you want 117 Prime.
This is a job alert. If you're looking for work, this will interest you. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or even something temporary if you've been recently furloughed, text 107-JOB to 49330. That's 107-JOB to 49330. Office work available now in a clean office environment with all COVID precautions taken. Text 107-JOB to 49330 and someone will be in touch about these job opportunities available now. Text 107-JOB to 49330.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
As of right now, no new accidents to report, but looking out my window, rain is falling here in the city of Memphis. So, you know the drill. Let's go slow. Let's take it easy. It's still a Wednesday morning, guys. Let's take it easy out there. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. This hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
But swimming in your world is something spiritual. I'm born again every time you are inside. 'Cause your love takes me to paradise. Yeah, your love takes me to paradise.
Bruno Mars is a perfect Kids Bop type performer because the song is so like upbeat and stuff, but there's also some like adult stuff in there. So,
Right. And he makes mega hits, so of course
he makes mega hits, so it's kind of a perfect storm.
Let me throw this out. Oh, we got Rob coming on, so I'll throw it out later. But go ahead. It's Kid Bop later.
You've already thrown out one thing. You're throwing out everything. You're just throwing out
okay,
so
real
much.
fast. We'll kick this down the hall too. Lil Nas X. He kind of like people saying, dude, you make kids songs for kids. Like you're big because of kids. Like how do you put out a song like this? And he's like, well, I put out music. It's up to you guys to decide what your kids listen to. I think he's kind of trash for saying that, but because dude, you clearly made a song that was catered to children. But anyway, Rob Fisher joins us.
Wait, which one? Old Town Road? Was
Old
catered to
Town
children?
Road. Come on, man.
He
Like
got the horses in
Old
the
Town
back.
Road's not catered to children. It's just
it's a super catchy. That song was. If 100
That's just a
people,
super catchy song.
If
man.
100
Kids
people
like
listen to Old Town Road, 80 of them were children, man. Like, what are we talking about?
no. What do you?
No, that's very true, man. That
Like,
song.
that's not true. No, you just made that
he
up.
actually
You just
performed
made that up.
Kids loving that song. Blew that song.
I know
He
kids do
performed
love
it
that
in front
song,
of
but they
children.
didn't. He didn't make it. Yeah, he
He
performed
went to
it in
an
front of children.
elementary school
It
and
doesn't-
performed the song, man.
because kids like the song.
Stop, Peter. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't separate yourself from saying, "Oh no, I just make music." No, you don't, dude. That song.
No, just because you
was
made
blown
a
up
song.
because of children.
That song is not a kid's song. If you
I
look,
know
the
that,
lyrics are not
Peter, but
kids'
that's
lyrics.
not what I'm saying.
So
But-
just because children like a song doesn't mean you're now become a kid's
But it
artist.
does mean you have to accept
He's saying
that mantle.
no, it doesn't.
You have to accept that
No, it
that's
doesn't.
what you are. That's nonsense.
Absolutely not.
That's nonsense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
He's an artist. He does whatever he wants. It's ridiculous.
I totally disagree. Does he act like
It's completely
Like,
now
bro,
he's trapped.
all-
Now he's got to
all
become
of his
kids
adult-
bop artist
all of his
because
ad-
kids like that one song. Get
all
out
of
of
his
here.
adult music has been trash.
Get
Like
outta
nothing else was a hit other than the song he did that kids could
This
get
song's
caught
a
on
hit?
to. And now you want to
This song's a
separate
hit?
yourself from kids. Get out of here.
This song's a hit. This song's a hit.
No,
Yeah.
it's get your what's my boy name that's in the NBA looking. Hold on, I can't tell you.
This is ridiculous. This is
I'm gonna
ridiculous.
tell you who he looks like. Give me a minute.
Nerlens?
No.
Yeah, no. Lord. I never seen anything like this in my
Rob
life.
Fisher,
This
what's up, man?
Stupid. This is ridiculous. Rob Fisher, does Lil Nas X have to perform kids' music now?
No, but he's got to accept the fact that kids listen to his
He looks
music,
like
man.
Julius Randle is who he looks like to me.
Yeah, no.
He
but
looks like
that-
somebody. I
the
can't
Old Town Road's a kid's song, no doubt.
Thank you, Rob.
No doubt.
No, it's a song that kids like. It's not a kid's song.
No.
It's
oh,
different,
yeah,
man.
but he knew that going in. You know that. You know.
He didn't know that going in. He was a
He
nobody.
dressed up like a
he was
freaking
just put up-
cowboy. Talking about got a horses in a bag. It's for children,
Right.
bro. Like he ain't make that for
Yeah.
no grown man.
No.
He
I
just
got
made
a
a
horse.
goofy. He just made a goofy song. He didn't
Yeah,
make,
for
he's not
children.
like 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. Kids, you gotta learn. Learning is a fun. What are you talking about?
That might be next.
A B C D E F G. No, it's not that. It's not a kid's song. It's not an educational Sesame Street song. This man can do what he wants to do. Get out of here.
But let Drake do it. Oh, yeah, he just anyway. Man.
Yeah. Okay. Because kids like Drake songs. So now Drake's a kids artist. Get out of here.
But he has the responsibility that I understand that is his audience. Is all I'm saying.
I love the kids bop theme today though.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Is Kids Bop going to do a video of the one where he's like giving Satan a lap dance? Is that we're going to get a Kids Bop version where somebody's giving I don't know.
There's one out there.
Giving Santa giving Santa doing like the Macarena with Santa or something. Is there some kind of kids version of that?
No.
Excited about that. That's exciting right there. Rob Fisher, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, but I'm good. I'm good. Ready for a big one tonight, man. This is big. It felt like the other night was really the first time where it's like, all right, I'm going to start looking at these standings and start saying, not just looking at standings, because I've been doing that for a while, but now it's time to start really paying attention to what the teams around you are doing. The teams behind you, the teams right in front of you, and then tonight playing the team that's right in front of you certainly brings great matchup tonight. Look forward to it. Last home game before this long road trip, so very important for the Grizzlies tonight.
Rob Fisher, Anthony saying kicked the question down the road, and now he's kicking
Go
it to
put Rob out there. Okay. All right.
you. What's the question, Anthony saying?
Rob Fisher, do you think the Memphis Grizzlies organization, not the players, not the coaching staff, the organization, do you think that the Grizzlies organization really cares whether they make the playoffs or not, based on how they've handled certain situations this season?
I would say they prefer it. Just semantics-wise, I guess I think they. I don't think they're. I don't think they're hoping to not. I think they'd prefer to make. Whether they care or not, I think the message has been pretty clear. Whether it's
Is it priority number one? Is it priority number one at this point in the season?
No.
All right.
No. I don't think so. I think the message has been pretty clear. Whether it's Taylor Jenkins or whether it's been Zach Kleiman, it's the theme is always about getting better. It's always about tomorrow being a better team. Tomorrow being a better team. This summer being a better team. This next fall being a better team. It's always about constantly improving, and I think the message has always been too that if we do that, then you let it play out, well, we'll probably be a playoff team. But I don't think it's priority number one. I think priority number one is just continuing to get better and continuing to put a team together that's going to contend for championships. I mean, they've said it themselves. That's the ultimate goal, and that's the ultimate goal of every franchise is to contend for championships. And is that happening this year? No. So I think priority number one is to make sure you keep moving in that direction. But I wouldn't say they don't care, because I think they would prefer to be in the postseason, and a lot of that would have to
get
do
some more
with
training games.
That's exactly, I think that's
Free
what
games.
It would come down to. Get that experience of being in the playoffs, because you need that experience before you can go forward.
The Grizzlies obviously are led and discussed, and all this. The talk is always Ja Morant, and understandably so. But we've seen of late a stretch where Jonas Valanciunas has eclipsed Zach Randolph in the consecutive double-doubles run, and has been absolutely dominant inside. Rob Fisher, is this now to a point where this is a formula that the Grizzlies can rely upon in every matchup, where you can expect that Jonas is going to give you 20 and 10 pretty much every night out?
Yeah, because he does. I think so, and I think the best thing about Jonas is basically when you need a bucket, when you need to stop a run, he can get it for you. Because on most nights, he has a clear advantage at his position on most nights. So he can get you a basket. He can stop a run. He can be a rally killer. And I think what he's doing right now is remarkable. Chris Vernon said it on the show the other night on our pregame show that he thought Jonas was one of the most underrated players in all of the NBA. And he puts him in that category because no one really rates him. No one even rates him as underrated. I mean, and because of that, without ever being in a discussion of being one of the most underrated players in the NBA, makes him even more underrated. So he brought that up, and we discussed that a little bit. And I mean, these numbers he's putting up, man, it's crazy how we just take them for granted. when he puts up 20 and 14, it's like, 20 and 14. I mean, it took him to put up 30 in 26 or whatever the hell, or 34 and 22, whatever it was the other night, for us to really take notice of what an unbelievable performance that was. Because when he does 20 and 14, it's ho-hum. But when you start comparing these numbers to Zach Randolph, and it's incredible what he's done. And not only what he's done and just looking at the numbers alone, but I think the impact has been great. The impact on both ends of the floor has been great from Jonas Valanciunas. He's in a zone right now, and I think his energy, his his effort. I mean, all of those things right now are just off the charts. I think the team's feeding off of it, and it's been amazing to watch because the guy he's just dominating. He's dominating his position right now, and I think it's been unbelievable. Should he be the guy? Yes. He needs to be the go-to guy, and I think the dynamic between Ja and Jonas continues to get better. I mean, the passes that Ja continues to get Jonas night in and night out are incredible. And I think for Ja, the advantage there is a lot of times, you see it especially in college, but you see it a lot in the pros too. When you get a little tricky on a big man, good luck expecting him to make the catch. But, Jonas now is at the point
I say that all the time, man. When you get a little tricky on a big man, you got to watch out for that.
But Jonas is at a point now where
Cardi B had that one of her lyrics was getting tricky on a big man.
Well, and it was great hearing the kids sing it too. It was amazing.
now she's probably going to be a kids artist too, I'm sure. Anyway, go ahead.
But I just think Jonas is now ready for anything from Ja, and he's able to make the catch and he's able to put the ball in the hoop. So as their chemistry continues to improve night in and night out, I think it even makes Jonas that much more of an impact.
Rob, we've been talking about some things this week that have been kind of controversial, so to speak. I threw the question out to Peter. I think it was yesterday, Monday, one of the days, about Brandon Clark. I said that it looks like Brandon has kind of he's kind of fallen back this year. Like he didn't really improve too much in my eyes. And I said, if Brandon Clark was a rookie, how would you rank the three rookies on our team between Tillman, Clark, and Bane? And I said I'd have Bane 1, with Clark being number 2. And you're talking about a guy who was, first team all-rookie last year in Brandon Clark. And I said that with confidence, and Peter was pretty like, yeah, I think I agree with that as well. So how would you – do you think that Brandon is falling off this year, and what reasons? If so, why, and where would you put him if he was a rookie this year?
Interesting. I think it'd be really close between Bane and Clark. I'd probably still have Brandon ahead of him. Although I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I mean, Desmond, night in, night out continues to just look like he belongs and he can score, and he's shown that he can do more than just knock down threes, but he's been pretty reliable from three. Brandon's pretty reliable. I think if you had to come up with a reason of why maybe Brandon is, I don't even know if step back is the word, but just, hasn't moved forward, I guess. He's been in and out of the lineup. He's been in and out of the starting lineup. So maybe that would be a good excuse for it. But I think the thing that's been interesting is he's having nights where he's just not as efficient as we've seen in the past. But I think he's also discovering, that he's being more active in the painted area, which makes it a little more, he's changed his game a little bit. I think his game has changed a little bit to where maybe those numbers don't pop out as much as they have in the past. But I think what he's doing defensively is better. I think offensively, when he can get to his spots, it's a little better. Maybe it's because he's not as much of a focal point with that second unit as he used to be. Because of Desmond Bane and because of Tillman's ability to score in the paint. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's just not as much of a focal point. Because I think most nights I feel like Brandon's played pretty well, but I look down and it hasn't really shown up in the box score. So I wouldn't say he's taken a step back, but like I said before, I don't know if he's taken a step forward. I just think he's pretty consistent as far as, his impact on the game, but his impact isn't always with scoring, which I think it was more so last year, if that makes sense. So, yeah, if you rank him, that's pretty interesting. And you put him in with those rookies. I think it'd be close between Bain and Clark. But I don't know if it's so much a step back as it is kind of a changing of in finding his role a little bit more and defining it a little bit more this year than last year. Last year was pretty simple. Go get his bucket, and I think this year it's a little bit more than that.
I want to talk about something a good and a bad here, real fast. Rob Fisher, very good first. The good is Dylan Brooks, another guy who is underrated and a guy that I think has improved so much this year. He still will do some of the stuff that makes you kind of like, oh, come on, Dylan. He'll take a few bad shots here and there. He'll do a few heat checks, but he's really kind of shaved off some of the worst shots, and he's improved his passing tremendously to the point now where over the last month or so he's been the Grizzlies' most important offensive player, and his defense is still as tenacious as ever. What have you seen from Dylan Brooks this year that has gotten him to kind of make that transition to the guy that he is now?
More discipline on both ends of the floor. You'll still see it occasionally from Dylan, but not as much as I think we've seen in the past where he just takes a dumb foul because he's frustrated. So I think he's learned to be more well, I don't even know if he's learned. I think it's been harped on him so much that he's adapting. And I think becoming a more disciplined player. I think he's adapting to knowing that's his bread and butter, and what's going to make him successful in this league is what happens on that side of the floor. Because I think by learning that and by becoming that more disciplined defensive player, it's made him a more disciplined offensive player. You don't see as many nights where Dylan's going 4 for 18 or 5 for 19. I mean, you're seeing more nights where he's 5 for 9, or 6 for 10. And then there are nights when he's going off where, it'll be, 10 for 18. I mean, he'll get his shots up when he's rolling. And I think that's a discipline too. And, when I talked to him after he had that 23-point quarter against Miami, and I asked him if it was just a matter of, I'm in the zone, I'm going to take over for this team. And he said, yes, that he felt like he had the opportunity to go on a roll and to carry the team and put it on his shoulders. And, while I think maybe in the past he might think that more often than not, I think now it's when it's happening, when it's in the now, that's when he's taking advantage of those opportunities. I don't think he's just trying to take over games like maybe he did in the past. I think it all comes down to discipline. And I give the coaching staff a lot of credit because I know the assistant coaches have harped that on him. I know the head coach has done that. And Taylor Jenkins says it all the time. When Dylan's better, we're better. And I think that starts with defense and kind of gets him in the flow. And when he gets going defensively, he tends to get going offensively as well. So it's the defense leading to the offense. I think it's playing more under control, playing with more confidence, playing with more discipline. And, his energy that he brings really can feed off into the other guys. So, yeah, he's a big part, man. And I think there have been many fewer instances of pounding your hand on the table with Dylan decisions. Does he still have some shots where you think, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean, when he took that 6-foot step back 3 the other night, he kind of hit the table and said, "What are you thinking?" But yeah. I think there are a lot fewer.
He's earned the right to do. He's earned the right to do a few more of those things with the progress that he's made. He's passing the ball more. He's a much better passer than he was his first 2 years in the league. It's not even close. Much more effective there. So yeah, I think he's earned a little bit more of that. So that's the good. The bad is now John Moran is a spectacular player, and every day you watch Ja play, he's going to do something, mind blowing. Some pass, some dribble, some move, something. The issue, though, Rob Fisher, is on the defensive end of the floor. It feels as though Ja's defense is becoming problematic. And we're trying to figure out, because last year I'm not saying he was a great defender last year, but I think he was good enough. Like there was not a problem for the team. But within the pick and roll concepts in particular, he's really seems to be struggling. And I don't know if that's because he's taking more on the offensive end. If there's just an energy level or something to that effect. What have you seen there, and what do you think needs to be done? Because I think it's getting to the point where, all right, we might have to have a conversation about this.
I think with Ja, I don't think we're ever going to mistake him for a great defender. I mean, I think we've learned that already. But I kind of compare it to Mike Miller. Mike Miller was never going to be a great defender. Mike Miller wasn't a very good defender. But what Mike Miller did was he busted his ass on defense. And you hear people talk about defense being all about effort. So you can get away with being a bad defender as long as the effort's there. And I think there have been the Knicks game's one that really stands out to me. He was killing them defensively. And I think, sometimes it's for how much he's trying to do offensively. I would never accuse him of taking possessions off defensively, but I think the effort isn't there always as much as it needs to be on the defensive end. And when he does, he's okay. I mean, he can get away with it as long as the effort's there. I just think you need more consistent effort on the defensive end from John Morant. Because the bottom line is, in the NBA today, it's hard to just hide a guy. You can't.
Yep.
They had him on Tice the other night for a while, but it was like, all right, well, now Tice is starting to light you up. So,
right, exactly.
So now where are we going to hide you?
Well, and we've talked about it before. It's not, it's different. Well, it's different now than it was, even 10 years ago, even in the midst of grit and grind. The concepts now in the league are so much more team-based that it's not a lot of, I'm going to lock down your best guy. I'm going to put my best defender on your best wing, and that's just the way it's going to be. There's too much off-ball movement, switching. There's just that's not nearly as prevalent as it used to be. So the issue with Ja is it's an energy, and it's then mental energy of okay, now what do I do on this switch? Am I switching here? Okay, what's my assignment here? Okay, now what's this coverage here? And I feel like that the mental energy is what's maybe he's doing too much on the offensive end. I don't know. I feel like that he's just there's a lot of coverages that are just getting blown here.
Yes, and I think there have been instances where you think, man, he's a liability, and you just don't want to get to that point. So I think you might be right. The mental energy, just the thought process of always thinking ahead of what could come, what's going to happen, where do I need to be, where do I need to be positioned, you need that more consistently. Because like I said, in comparing it to Mike Miller, if you have the effort of playing defense, you can get away with it. And I think that's just all you need right now from Ja. But when he's out there and you become a liability defensively, well now the best you can do is just trade baskets, and that's never good. So I think it needs to be better. I mean, his defensive effort needs to be better. There's no doubt about that. And but like I always say with Ja, whether it's offense, defense, scoring, not scoring, whatever, I don't really worry about the kid. I mean, I think he'll figure it out.
He'll be fine.
Get it. Yeah, and so I'm not concerned about it. It just needs to be better. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I think Ja would say the same thing. That it needs to be better, and it's something he needs to work on, and he needs to have more of a conscious effort. So I'm not worried about him. It's just he needs to improve. He needs to improve in that area, and
we've talked about it.
I'm willing to believe that he will.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show. Like, the thing with Ja is that he is as gifted as he is. You have to hold him to a high standard. You can't just say, hey, it's pretty good. Like that's not how it works. I mean, he's the gifted kid in class that if you just give him the regular assignment, he'll knock it out without even opening the textbook. Like, you got to give him something to challenge him, and you can't just be satisfied with just kind of okay. Like, no, he needs to chew on this a little bit because what he can do is insane. So just that's the thing. Unfortunately for him, he has to be held to a little bit of a higher standard because he's that good. I mean, that's part of it.
Well, and I think the good news is, while I think fans and even media hold them to the standard, but just they don't hold them accountable for mistakes. Because it's, Ja, you got blown by 3 times, but man, that dunk was awesome. I think that's more of the standard. But I think the good news is that's not the standard of the coaching staff. The coaching staff expects it. And I think that's what's important. And that's what'll eventually and ultimately make Ja succeed. And I think that'll be fine. So what we hear and what we talk about, we always feel like it's kind of eggshells with Ja and just kind of always about good stuff and fun stuff. And that's his personality, and that's great. But, I think the coaching staff certainly is one that does hold him accountable. And they do expect a higher standard from him because he is that good of a player. I mean, that's the expectation. He's leading this team into the next generation. He's the guy that's the head of the snake. I mean, whatever leadership kind of
the head of the table, the tribal chief, the Romaine Reigns.
Absolutely, whatever. I mean, you can throw whatever label you want on him. Bottom line is, he's going to be held to that standard by the organization and by the coaching staff, and that's what ultimately will make Ja succeed. I don't think it'll be a problem.
You've got to hopefully get a nap in, Fish, because it's going to be a late night tonight. 8:30
late one tonight. And don't forget, don't watch ESPN. What do they know about this team? Watch Bally.
They don't even know. It's going to be all about Luka Doncic and what he said and about the play-in. They'll do a whole segment on that whole thing, and they'll just be Yeah, I agree. If you want actual game coverage, watch Bally Sports.
You got that right, man.
Thank you. And I'll be watching
it up tonight.
I can promise you that. Sane won't be, but I will be. As we
now the man want to shame me since he finally got some legal cable at the house. Shame me.
I was going to say I don't know if he gets our channel, but
I ain't seen y'all.
That's right.
But dude was like, how do you manage to watch the games without Pete and I don't even know who it is without Pete and
That's
Brevin.
right. You don't even know who all the broadcast team.
He's like, how do you manage to watch games without Pete and Brevin? I was like, I managed to do it easily. Freely.
I'm like hammer nail coffin. Sane's like, what is that? I don't know that. I've never heard that before. What does that even mean? I don't even know what's going on.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Like, we still say that.
He's ladies and gentlemen, he is Rob Fisher at The Fish Nation on the Twitter. Thank you, Fish.
You got it, fellas.
He is Rob Fisher. Terrific stuff from Fish. We'll talk about the game itself when we come back. Real Sports Star, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
This spring, there's an outside chance you're ready for some outside projects and a 100% chance of saving at the Home Depot. Right now, stock up on 5 bags of EarthGrow or Vigoro mulch for only $10. Plus, with great low prices and free delivery on your favorite spring projects, you'll save in-store, online, store-wide. Bring on spring. The spring savings event now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Safety toes, shoes, and great quality hiking boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. Cause I got those dance moves that all the boys chase. All the right moves in all the right places. I've seen the magazines working that Photoshop.
Fantastic. Celebrating Kids Bop here. Very funny. This is a good one, Zach. Well done. Well done to you, Zach. Welcome back as we continue. Thanks again to Rob Fisher for joining us. Anthony saying no Jaren Jackson Jr. tonight for the Grizzlies. Do you think he comes back next Wednesday, the 21st?
I'm numb from it, man. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Tired of it, man. I don't feel no way about none of it no more, man. Like, for real. Like they're going to bring Jaren back before the season's over. They're going to bring him back before the month's over. That's what they said from the last time we talked to him. But for what at this point? Because that's my thing. Don't tell me you're serious about making the playoffs. Because if you were serious about making the playoffs, you would have brought Jaren back earlier so you can get him up to speed. Because you're gonna take bumps trying to get Jaren acclimated, trying to get him up to speed, trying to get him to fit into what you're doing, get the other guys to adjust to him. And you're doing that, but like in the middle of it's playoff time now. Like you're about to just throw him out there, and it's like don't tell me that that's a priority to you. That playoffs is a priority. I think it's an injustice to him, to the team, to the players, the way they've handled it. Because he might not be 110%, but he could have gotten on the court a long time ago.
But does what happened to Jamal Murray? What happened to some of the other bigs? James
Injuries
Wiseman?
happen, Peter. You can't avoid that. You can't.
No, but I'm asking you. You can't avoid it. But in this situation,
if he's not playing, he's not playing. Whether he's out because of
injury.
No.
But I'm saying as we've seen, but we've seen. No, but we've seen that the games are coming, quicker now, and the environments are different. Everything's different now. Do you think that gives them some cover to say, look, hey, you see these other guys getting hurt? We're just trying.
Well, come out.
That means we got to take a year off. Then
just come out and say that, and just shut them down. Then. Like, there's no need in screwing around. Like, just say that. Just say, hey, we just saw Jamal Murray get hurt, so Jaren, you're not playing this year. Cool.
It's a really if you take it at face value, it's a very difficult line to walk because the Grizzlies obviously don't want to get him hurt, But they also need to develop the chemistry. They also need to develop the on-court chemistry. Jaren Jackson Jr. is far from the finished product. He has work that he has to do. Positionally, they have to figure out where they're going to play him. Is he going to be a 5? Is he going to be a 4? Does he play alongside Jonas? Does he play instead of Jonas? Does he change the style? Do they bring him in off the bench? There's a million different questions, because he's such an important player. You have to find a way to use him, but how do you do it? And you can't answer those questions until he starts to play. But if you play him, maybe he's susceptible to injury, and maybe you bring that. So, I mean, it is a tricky spot for them to be in. By the same token, like what's with is DeAnthony Melton, like, how sore is this leg?
Right.
This leg is like, we got leg soreness for 2 weeks now. We got Justice Winslow, whose thigh has been sore for the better part of 3 weeks now, a month. Right. I mean, it's been a while. So what are we doing here?
And
is Justice Winslow ever going to come back? Is he going to come back? I don't know if he's going to come back this year.
That's why I'm super confused with Justice, because I'm like, okay, I meant to talk about this Monday. We had other things going on. It seems like with Justice, hope people are hearing what I'm saying. It seems like with Justice that's why I'm so confused on what they're trying to do. Because I'm like, okay, if you're trying to make the playoffs, you don't necessarily need Justice right now. You're trying to force him in. You're trying to get him acclimated, trying to get him up to speed. And I think if he's got something going on or has something going on, you would be okay with just saying, okay, Justice, we want you to enter the offseason healthy, get yourself together. We'll be back next year. But until then, we got to make the playoffs, so you're one less guy we got to play. Like, we're not going to try to get you up to speed at the expense of losing games or not being optimal. So that made me think, hey, the Grizzlies, like this, them sitting out Justice, they're all in on this playoff thing. But the more they sit Jaren, I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? Like, what? I don't get any of it. And like I said, last game we won the game. I'm glad we won the game. Played a great game. But like I said, Bane was cooking. He was 2 or 3 from 3. And he's sharing minutes with John Conchar. Like, why? Like, none of that makes sense to me at all, man. Like, it just makes you wonder what. I guess they're not joking when they said that we're prioritizing development. They're not wavering from that at all. So
they have not wavered from it. It is difficult. I don't really understand what's going on with DeAnthony Melton. At this point, there should be like some kind of an update or something. Like, I don't know. Like, it's he's like, is he hurt? Like, is he really hurt? Like, it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal, but he just continues to just kind of be out there without a whole lot of clarification. The Grizzlies have this thing where they don't mind keeping a guy on the injury report for weeks at a time with like a very vague description of what's going on, and the fans are just kind of like very confused about it, and they just don't mind that at all. They're fine with that. They're good. They don't have no problem. Like, we're going to keep you on the bench with leg soreness. Well, that could be truly anything. That's what part of the leg. They don't even do thigh soreness. They do leg soreness with Melton. The whole leg, not a knee, not a thigh, not a calf,
the leg bone,
not an ankle.
Connected to the
just
knee bone.
the whole damn leg is from hip to toes is sore.
Is it the one he wears the leg band on? Which leg is it?
I get like
maybe he should wear bands on both legs. Maybe bands will make him dance on the court again.
The soreness is just out of control. I mean, the soreness in this team is just insane. The amount of soreness that's happening, everyone's just sore. So I don't know. It's confusing and it's frustrating for fans. But it's again one of those things where you cannot prove a negative. There's no way to prove that what they are doing is wrong. The only way to prove that what they are doing is wrong, there's one of two things that would show what they're doing is wrong. And one of them would involve them not doing it anymore. One of them would involve them bringing a guy back and him getting re-injured quickly, and then, maybe that's what happened with Justice Winslow. I don't know. That might prove that what they're doing is wrong. Or the second way that it would prove what they're doing is wrong is if a player comes out publicly and says, I need to be playing. I don't agree with this. I can't sit out anymore. And thus far, Jaren Jackson Jr.'s public comments on the matter have been in favor of it and have been appreciative of the approach that they've taken.
But we do also have public comments to make you think that he thought he was coming back earlier. And he
That's
was
true.
talked into what he believes now, which is
That's true. But I'm just saying those are the only two ways that you can prove that what they have done is the wrong approach. You cannot. Otherwise, you just have to. You just have to accept, especially given the fact that they're really not like going balls to the wall to try to get to the playoffs. They're clearly not. So if you take that as the approach, then we can quibble about it, but it's really that's what they've chosen to do.
God bless them. I mean, I'm cool, man. I'm cool with Jaren's my guy. Everyone knows it, and I want to see what he's got in the bag, or what he'll eventually have in the bag, because he's had a lot of time off, but he's been working out for a while.
I mean, as we talked about, there's nobody, no show that is more Jaren friendly than this one. There's nobody out there, that was tooting Jaren's horn from the beginning like me. And you're
I came on board early.
With me.
I came on board early.
You've been right there with me. You've been right there with me.
You were in my house, and we were like, but Jaron Jackson Jr. Yeah, but I came over. I converted early in the game.
He's just incredible. So I'm desperate to see him out there, because I love to watch the guy play. Like he's just a phenomenal dude. But it's. I think they've said by the end of the month. So we're halfway through the month now.
That's what they said. They came back off, and all this other stuff. They operated in vagueness. Like they were able to say, well, we didn't really say that, But no, you said by the end of the month he's playing. But man, by the end of the month, it's gonna be like
his clothing is getting more and more. His clothing is getting more and more outrageous. So
looks like he's
I don't know. At some point, he's about to come out in a tank top and little
pink cowboy suit,
booty shorts, and like a little. Like all right, okay. We got to
get him in the game. Like
we got to get these.
The man's got PJs.
We know I know. We know Jaren likes to shop, that likes the fashions, all that stuff. I mean, at some point, we got to save him from himself. So look up.
He had the huge Tony Montana shirt on the other day, like the super
Please
oversized.
Get this man a uniform. Oh,
he's got
Lord.
pajamas on. They sleeping on you, Jared. Said they sleeping on me. I got to put the PJs on.
But that was eye mask, like a little hat, one of those little like Scrooge hats, all right, little nightcap,
monocle.
All right, y'all sleeping on me. That's fine. I'll sleep on y'all. Unbelievable.
Oh man.
All right. When we come back, we'll talk about the actual the matchup tonight. Plus, we'll give you the latest, including a big news in the MMA world. We'll talk about that when we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
You have opinions.
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call the First Bank phone line at 360-8255 or text us on the First Bank text line at 70236.
You're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is. It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail, so you get the haircut you want. And, of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what the Tea Tree experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The Tea Tree experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you've got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts.
Attention foodies, there's a great new place to eat in a great restored building. South Hall Cafe is now open for breakfast, brunch, and lunch in the former Tobacco Corner. Chef Jesus Ramon is creating classics from scratch with a twist. Enjoy all your favorites, including the best cheese grits in the South, a full bar, an in-house pastry chef, catering, online ordering for curbside or delivery, and a covered patio with live music on the weekends. We're open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. South Hall Cafe, corner of Poplar and Mendenhall.
Grind City Brewing Company is taking care of beerness in Memphis. Grind City Brewing is the dream of a father and son duo to create a brand that delivers a high-quality, great-tasting, and easy-drinking craft beer. And they've done it. The brewery sits high above the city elevation in uptown Memphis with 15,000 square feet of beerness, including a 5,000 square foot tap room. Grind City Brewing is committed to all things Memphis, including the Tigers. They have created a malt liquor called Tiger Tail that is the official craft beer of the University of Memphis. Tiger Tail comes in 16-ounce six-packs and is not your typical malt liquor. Tiger Tail is crafted with a bold and smooth flavor, has 7.5% alcohol, and its clean finish makes it incredibly easy drinking. Tiger Tail and Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness in Memphis.
The summer of fun starts at Mario's Pools. Mario's Pools on Exeter Road in Germantown can get your pool picture perfect and ready for the season. That beautiful pool doesn't just happen. So call Mario and his team will keep it right or guide you every step of the way to do it yourself, all for a price you can't beat. Call Mario's Pools at 552-3399 or just walk in and see him in Germantown on Exeter Road. Mario's showroom has everything you need from equipment to pool supplies to keep your backyard an oasis. Don't be a slave to your pool. Call Mario's Pools today.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. This hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Got my glasses, I'm out the door, I'm gonna hit the city. Before I leave, brush my teeth and then I go and pack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicures on
When he leaves for the night, he's not coming back?
Where is he going?
Yeah, where's that kid? Where's that kid going? That's not good. That's not good at all. I don't like that.
Somebody sound the Amber Alert, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's an Amber Alert situation there. That's not good. We don't like that.
Don't stop
Ridiculous.
making pop. Oh my goodness. How did that slide?
I think you're talking about popcorn. Don't stop, Mike. Don't make that
don't
popcorn
take it out
pop
early.
in the microwave.
Wait till it stops
Don't take it out
popping
early.
Wait till it stops popping before you take it out.
Right.
Exactly right. You got to let it sit in the microwave, and then there's a few extra pops at the end. You got to make sure you get all those pops in before you take that thing out of the microwave.
What they say? Wait till it's 3 seconds in between pops or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. That's no, I don't do that. I like to make my own popcorn. Let it pop all over the house. It's fun. The couple news items to get to. Here as we wrap this show up. Number one, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier are going to have the trilogy, UFC 264, in front of what is expected to be a full house at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, July 10th. So it is happening. Conor McGregor and McGregor lost to Poirier back in January by a TKO. He beat him back in 2014, but a lot of questions for Conor McGregor, and we'll see if he can make some answers. It's going to be a big fight, though. July 10th, in front of, again, like I said, full house by that point is what they're expecting at T-Mobile Arena for 4th of July area. There's always a big fight around 4th of July, and that's the one this year. Now, also, we really talked about it much, but I wanted to get into it just for a second. Looks like Eddie George, new coach at TSU. You have Deion Sanders, obviously, at Jackson State. The Southern Heritage Classic is.
Who are you telling? Did you see the guy, out of independent journalist out of Nashville? He was like, "Man, this needs to be an annual event." Like, what in the world? Did you see that?
I got good news for you, buddy. No, I did not see that. But
yeah,
that's wonderful.
And our good friend Jay Henderson, who's the PR lady for the Classic, she went on and was like, "Yeah, we kind of got this event that we have. You're invited if you'd like to come." See you on whatever it is. You know, the lady who put us on with Fred Jones, like his PR lady.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was like, yeah, they have a.
You might want to, you might.
Tickets
on
sale
for you,
soon.
buddy. got some great news for you, pal. And it's more than just a game. There's all kinds of stuff throughout the throughout the weekend.
And the HBCU Hive came for him too, so that was
pretty cool. Yeah, I can.
HBCU Hive don't play.
You don't want to go on the wrong side of HBCU, man. Word is that I saw somewhere Hugh Jackson might be offensive coordinator for Eddie George.
Wolverine?
At TSU.
Wolverine's going to be his offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's star power right there, man. This star power, like, at least pulling out the big guns for real.
They gonna
We need you to come play for us, bub.
The player's gonna be infused with adamantium.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be their motivation.
Hugh Jackson, man.
Oh yeah,
Hugh Jackson or Hugh Jackman, either one. I don't care. whichever one can do it.
Or porn star Hughes Jackson. Have you heard? Hughes Jackman. Have you heard that? Adult film star.
Not this time.
Oh man, he's up to 3, man.
Pure fiction.
Hey, Ole Miss had what's his name was on.
Man, sometimes you got to get. Sometimes you got to go after it.
The doctor
in the trenches.
The great
doctor.
doctor.
The doctor. Dr. Johnny Sins, I believe, was his name. One of the great frontline workers, an essential worker.
Oh God, I'm about to die, man.
Very much in the
Hughes Jackman. Oh God. Oh man. To all of y'all who are offended by that, I apologize. But
that's not an apology at all. Anyway, but understandable. So you don't need to apologize for that. Now, think about what that's going to be, though.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be.
And hopefully by that point, we're back to normal-ish. And we can have
with a year off.
Man,
it's going to be crazy.
The full-on tailgate, the Battle of Bands, the parade,
everything,
the whole thing.
The in-face interviews, the media day, all that. Come on. Woo. And I'm gonna say this: white media, stay where y'all at, man. All y'all. We've been enjoying ourselves in the media room at the Classic for the last few years. Stay, Giannato, Eddie, stay where you was at, man. Stay, Eddie. D prime time, Dion. No, get out of here, Dion.
Go back talking.
Yeah, go back where you came from. Caucus. No. Stay y'all tail over there somewhere, man. Go talk to
hey man. Hey.
Go talk to Ryan Silverfield or somebody. No, we
you know who's there though is Pete Pranica. He's there every year. Pranica does play-by-play every year.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I am right. So he's definitely So Pete's in.
Yeah, I've covered the Classic. I've been in the media room. It's just me and just a bunch of bros just in there. Don't start this stuff. Eddie. No, get out of here, Giannato.
He wrote about it today, though.
I know it. I see it coming, man. I see it coming. I see it coming. Bro, in the media room for the Classic, that job was just some hot dogs and beer. That's all we had up there. Hot dogs, beer, and
some chips.
Man, some chips. Like it was a box of them, like the little value bag, the bowl flavor joints. You know what I'm saying? That's the only kind we buy. The
box
flavor.
That came from Walmart.
Yeah, the bowl flavor.
The variety.
The variety package.
The one in the bag, not in the box.
I ain't lying, man. It was a big K and some Fagos.
Big K soda.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Mellow Moon.
Mellow Moon. With nothing else in there.
Mellow Moon. Yeah.
All in a cooler with some ice.
Then you got Giannato, Eddie, prime time, Dion. Man, get out of here, man. All y'all, stay where y'all at. You ain't care nothing about the Classic. The whole time y'all been here, now y'all want to pull up the Eddie George and Dion in the joint. Nah, stay where y'all at, man. I don't want to see none of y'all in there. Who else? You know Caucus going to be in there.
Oh, my goodness.
Dion.
It's going to be. Everyone's going to be there.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Y'all ain't ready for the hood media room. Y'all ain't ready for that, man. Stay where y'all at, man. It hit different at the Classic, man. Let me just say that. It ain't the same. It was dudes with full JSU jogging suits on in the media room with kids and everything. Like, man, what is this? No, it ain't the same, man. It ain't the same. I'm telling you, y'all ain't ready for that.
Broken English, everything.
Man,
all
barbecuing in the media room.
I mean,
shooting dice in the joint, man. Nah, y'all ain't ready for that life. Stay where y'all at.
Dominoes,
playing spades, everything in the media room.
Nobody cares about the game.
Y'all ain't stay where y'all used to, man. Like, nah, don't even come up in here trying to infringe on our stuff, man. Nah, we good. Peter, you know I ain't
What
lying.
about tailgate?
Oh, they gonna be there for that too.
Oh,
my God! Look at all these people. What?
That's an
ladies
all
half
weekend
naked.
thing, man. They pitching tents.
Bro, so
Very
this is
loud.
This is not a Tiger game. Very
It's
loud out
not.
here.
It's not.
It's pretty loud. It's a bit of
What
a
is this?
raucous
What is this
atmosphere.
smell? It smells like they're burning leaves or grass. What is this?
It's called Big Mama's backyard. That's what.
Nah,
it
bro.
is.
Nah,
That's
they ain't
what it
ready,
is.
man. This ain't Tiger Lane.
Oh man,
Hey, I had real quick going on as we go.
my
And
ribs
I had
hurt.
I had a white friend that was covering the Classic for a black newspaper that needed somebody to freelance. He was like, "Saying, what is this traffic?" I was like, "I've never seen this in a Tiger game." I said, "Yeah, it hit different." I said, "You got to learn how to bogart." What in the world is bogart? I said, "You got to learn how to bogart, fam." He said, "I can't make a left turn." Like, oh, okay, sit there and don't make one then.
You gotta want it. You gotta want
You
it.
gotta want it. You gotta bogart.
You gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Then he called
You
me
gotta
back.
want it.
He called me back. He said, "Say, I think I figured out what bogart it is." I said, "Yeah, you've seen it."
Yeah, you just gotta want it. You gotta want it bad. You can't just it ain't gonna happen for you.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Don't start this stuff next year. What, September? Yeah, don't start it. I see it coming out. I'm not going.
I can't wait. I'm so excited
Eddie,
about this whole thing.
prime time. Man, get out of
I'm
here.
so excited about
I'm
this.
gonna say, get out of here, Gio. Not the loudest mug in front of everybody. Man, get
I
out
hope
of
you.
here.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. I'm so excited. Oh, all right. We got to go.
Oh, yeah.
On that note,
Yeah.
we got to go. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. It's gonna be a little cool, a little rainy, all that. So be careful out there. We'll talk to you in the morning.